Derek from Northwest Guns, and we are going live tonight. We are live with some special guests. Friends of mine, Chris from Midwest Long Range, and his friend Dalton. My buddy Ross, who shoots for NRL, or formerly known as NRL. And we're going to have Ryan from Boom Country Hydrographics on. So I'm going to bring these guys on. We're going to be talking about tonight about different calibers and ballistics and setups and like what we prefer, chassis stocks and everything. Because everybody here shoots either centerfire or rimfire. As you guys see over here on the side, I brought out my centerfire. That's my personal PRS rifle. So, and I'm thinking we're all gonna have fun with this. It's gonna be a great live stream. I'm gonna bring these guys on. Hey everybody, welcome to the live stream. Thanks for coming on tonight.
Hey.
Howdy, thanks for having us.
So.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. I figure we can all have a good time with this tonight. I know I've had a lot of people in my Discord group wondering if when we were going to do a live stream talking about like different calibers and rifle setups and what do we do? Do we do PRS? Do we do NRL? Do we do Rimfire, ELR, stuff like that? So I mean, I know I'm in the ELR. I do ELR recreationally, but I'm doing the big competition here soon with Ryan from Boom Country, and then I know you guys down there in the south, you guys do a lot of rimfire.
Yep.
And Ross, what do you do? You do a lot of centerfire, don't you?
Yeah, it used to be the NRL Border Wars. With that folding down, shutting down, I should say, kind of doing a lot more of the Western precision and some of the just general fun matches around the area, one-dayers, and just get out and shoot and BS with the boys. And girls.
So I'm not going to lie, losing the Border Wars hurt my feelings, like a lot.
Yeah.
I was pretty butthurt on that one, I ain't going to lie. There was, when I read that they were shutting it down or he did that announcement, I may have said a few words that may have cursed some parentage of another company.
Yeah,
right.
So we actually started a Rimfire series based on the idea. Dalton and I, oh shit, I'm going to drop my phone. But, yeah, here we go. You get me on here, things are all going to be all messed up. But, no, we started the Midwest Long Range Rimfire series. It's a tri-state series, Missouri, Arkansas, and Oklahoma. I got a range in each one. Dalton is one of my match directors. It's kind of his brainchild. He just asked me to help him get it going and help him run the daggum thing.
Yep.
And it's created, we've got Bud Weber over at Recon by Fire. He's a center fire and rimfire competitor. He shoots really, really well. I mean, he's way better than me. He wins a lot.
Oh, Bud's just a solid shooter and nice, humble, honest guy. You can't meet a better guy than Bud Weber, as far as I'm concerned. But anyway.
And then we paired up with a gun range in Arkansas called the Benton Gun Club out of Benton, Arkansas, or Bauxite, Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
It's right there. It's right around Little Rock, middle of the state. But that's one of like the largest gun clubs in that state, and well, in the surrounding states as well. They're massive. But a guy down there, Kelly Majors, he's my match director down there. That's actually the match we what is that?
28th of May.
Yeah, 28th. So
okay.
When NRL said we weren't going to do Border Wars anymore, we were all kind of looking at each other like, well, we were just kind of getting started. We just wanted to get into it. Well, if we can't have theirs, we'll have our own.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've up here in the frozen north, I live in North Dakota, so that north central area, we didn't have any PRS matches. I think there was, the South Dakota Steel Classic a few years back was a PRS match, but that was the only one we had within, 12, 14-hour drive, and we live in the middle of nowhere. We don't fly out with our guns. We're all scared of the ATF. So it's been difficult to look at that and go, all right, now if I want to go to a PRS match, I got to get on a plane with a gun. I mean, I've never done that before. I've talked to a lot of guys about it, but I've heard it's super simple. The first time I got a gun and I check it in and I go through the ATF, the line for the plane, I know my butt's going to be puckered so tight I won't even be able to. It's going to be nasty. Yeah. But, that 22 stuff you guys do down there, how far out do you guys shoot?
Commonly, when it first started a couple of years ago, most of it with the NRL anyway was 100 yards and in. Now, this year, the NRL has come up with an option 2 for the course of fire every month, going all the way out to, I want to say, around 3-ish. 250 or so, pretty common. For the PRS, it's been up to the match director's discretion to post the course of fire or make it. 350 was real common for the first years. Now we're starting to see a lot more 450. And honestly, it's obtainable, man. I ain't going to say that every rifle you get is going to do it consistently, but it's not a far reach either. I know a lot of guys got the conception of a 22 can't even make it past 200 yards, but they will.
Oh, yeah, it absolutely will.
I bought a stock Voodoo, which, I know when I say stock Voodoo, a lot of people are like, well, that's a custom rifle. Not so much. It's really
semi-custom production.
Yeah, it's just a high-level production rifle is all it is. Mm-hmm. But with it, I can't remember. I think I had it in that XRS chassis I showed you a minute ago, the painted one. And then with a Leopold Mark V, and it took me, what did it take? 28 mils is what I had to dial to shoot 500 yards.
Yep.
See, on a centerfire rifle, 28 mils, I don't even drive that far. Okay? I mean, that's like...
Well, that's like shooting a 6.5 Creedmoor. What? I did the calculation one day. My 6.5, it's 1,900 yards is what it would be on my 6.5. So
I'd have to buy another side-by-side just to go check the impacts. Hey, Ryan, good to see you down there. Here comes the Boom Country Hydrographics.
You're just a little late because I'm just in the process of redoing my reloading room. So this is what's going to become the studio. It'll be all audioed. Everything back here will be audio proof. This is all new to me. I never thought I'd be doing this stuff until I met Derek. So now I'm in it.
So I'm going to ask another question on the 22, if that's all right, guys. Ryan, I don't want to cut you off there, but my attention span. If I don't ask the question soon, it's gone. So, right. So with the 22 system, now obviously, like with the NRL or the Border Wars PRS, whatever you want to call it. Now it's just the PRS. I'm going to cry in my drink a little bit while I say that, but. Yep. Calibers weren't really restricted. You could shoot anything non-magnum. You could do BR like I did, or one of those crazy GTs like Derek's got, or one of them fancy-ass Creedmoors like Ryan's running. These rich guys don't know how to handle a little BR. But with the 22 stuff, is it only 22 or is a 17 applicable? How does that work?
22 long rifle.
22 long rifle only. I know the NRL, they had tossed around the idea of doing some 17 Mach 2 at one time, but I don't even think that's really comparing anymore. Yeah, we got one of those sitting back here too. But
I got a 17 Mach 2 and an Oryx chassis I've been waiting to do something with. I'm not sure what to do with it. Does anybody know what to do with a Savage Mark II with the old school trigger to make that worth having? That thing is horrid.
No.
Do you got any kids that are young enough where they don't know any better? That's a good trainer rifle.
No, my boy, my 7-year-old, he has a
RPR.
He's got a Ruger RPR, kind of like Derek's, but his matches my American flag gun. But it's got a 2-stage Timony in it, so he believes that Savage is pretty unacceptable already.
Wow.
So when you grab a Savage stock trigger and tell someone to squeeze until it goes off, like 2 minutes later they go, "Is the safety on?"
I'm waiting for Derek to start throwing stuff at the TV. Don't you talk about Savage this way.
No.
You know, my next gun I'm going to get him from Savage is a B-22 Precision. So
I got to tell you guys, my first match gun was a Savage Model 12.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say that on the B-22, great platform. I had one for a little while, but the magazines. Beware of the magazines. They're hard to find. They're a pain in the ass to load.
Well, and it's the same deal with the RPR and any 1022 base mag too. A lot of people don't realize this, but the fitment on the magazines, they mass produce those bastards by the millions. And from magazine to magazine, you don't have the proper fitment you need, and that's where a lot of guys run into trouble. They'll start having jam issues, or even if they don't, accuracy ain't there. And it doesn't make any sense, right? Why would you check magazine fitment for an accuracy issue? Well, what it's doing is it's actually peeling the nose of the bullet when you're loading it into the chamber. And there ain't really no way to get around it. You just got to almost ditch the platform to go for something different.
Well, yeah, that's like Christensen just used the 1022 mag on their damn 22. I was like, why? Stop it.
I've had some magazines for some of my rifles that I'll buy 2 of them, and one is butter smooth, and the next one I'm over here going, what is going on with this thing? Yeah, no, my first match rifle was a Savage 12 LRP in 6.5 Creedmoor. Had a nice heavy stock on it, big-ass barrel. No threading, so nothing like that. But, I mean, I run my stuff slow. I shoot bullets out of my rifle so slow that, like, 80 yards downfield, there's a fly, and he goes, oh, I'll move out of the way. You know, I mean, it's just, I shoot stuff slow. But I'm not interested in speed. I'm interested in knowing exactly where that damn thing's going to hit. And if that means going slower, then that's fine by me.
Yep, consistency, absolutely. Something I learned the hard way. I'll be honest with you. My growing up in guns and rifles in general, my grandfather was an old school varminter. Where we live, we had a lot of foxes, prairie dogs, well, not prairie dogs, but groundhogs. I apologize. For the longest time, man, the biggest gun I ever shot was a 25-06. I mean, my grandpa wildcatted 20 and 22 cals like he was going out of style. Matter of fact, his favorite rifle he still owns to this day is a 20 PPC.
Damn.
But speed, I was always taught, speed's what kills, and you don't have to dial for anything, and you can zero it at 250 yards and shoot anything out to 500, and not even have to hold over. But as we've learned, I guess it just ain't the case.
Where the hell is he? Look at this guy up here petting them burgers like it's a little kitten on his lap. Like, hello. He's over there like, hello, my precious. How are you?
And then I got this blasphemy right up here.
I knew those were going to be 25s.
I got to sit up a little straighter. I'm losing room in my pants after seeing that.
I've been playing with the 133s. The 135 is where I've pretty well put all my peanuts in one basket.
I have a friend of mine that used to shoot the Border Wars with us. That shoots he's going to kill me when he sees this and says I got it wrong, but I think it was a 25 SOM. That's what it is. I was going to say by 47, but it was a 25 SOM. Eric Fetzer, hell of a good guy. One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. I'm not the tallest guy in the world. He's a little shorter than I, in way better shape than I am. When you see him at a match,
well, he's also about 20 years younger than you are too.
Hey, let's not rub that in. Thanks, man. But you see him at a match and you think he's very focused, so everybody thinks he's not friendly. But it's not that he's not friendly. You go up and talk to him, he's one of the greatest guys out there you'll ever meet. Kindest individual in the world. Will borrow you the shirt off his back if it's raining. I mean, he's just a great guy. But that 25 SOM of his, it's a laser. It's fast, but consistent. Yep. Oh, my goodness. My little
I'm trying
BR
to
is pretty
keep-
consistent, but his is crazy.
So I'm working on a NRL Hunter build.
Hmm?
I could not bring myself to pay the ridiculous amount of money to go for the light open class where you got to be, 12 pounds and under?
Yeah.
Yeah,
With
light open is
that-
12 pounds, and you're allowed to go up to
Light heavy
16 on
is
heavy.
16.
Mhm.
So I'm hoping that this works, right? What I'm planning is a Gunworks Verdict that you've already seen, the Curtis Axiom short action, a
I think he's getting
a
wood.
Schillen Ratchet 7.5 twist light varmint 25 cal barrel, chambered in 25 Creedmoor at 26 inches long, and I'm not sure that the Maven is going to get there on weight. I'm going to try it. We're going to see. It's going to be really, really close because you got to count your bipod in that, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, you do.
Yeah,
But-
so I'm going to try to order the MDT ground pod, the new one. It's supposed to be pretty nice, lightweight. And then I'm going to try it with the Maven. If that doesn't work, I've got another optic in the works. I don't know if I want to go into that right now in the open, but
Why don't you
Well,
try an X5 Conqueror or something?
okay. So what I'm looking at is the
Little fish in there, Derek.
yeah. So it's the what is it? The X7 6-18 or whatever it is. The one that Jeremiah is raving about with all the elevation in it. Is that the 6-18?
Oh,
50?
3 to 18.
3 to 18. Sorry.
3 to
I
18
got
by
that wrong.
50. That would be a damn
Yeah.
good choice because you'd be able to keep that close to the bore.
Yeah, so depending on how things go with them, we're still talking about that. So, but that's kind of my backup optic plan there, and unless they jump on board, then that'll be primary on that rifle. So, but that's the plan there. As you guys, I mean, if you guys have ever checked out my channel, I try to keep kind of an array of stuff. I don't like to Dalton tells me all the time, pick a platform, stay on the platform, do not move, keep everything the same. Well, he's just kind of getting into the YouTube world with me.
You can't
just a
see
little.
my reloading closet.
Amen, brother. But we're talking more about like stocks and stuff, right? Run the same optic, run the same stock, run the same trigger. That doesn't work for like what me and Derek do, where we gotta have more options. We need to, be able to review something, give an opinion on something occasionally. I'm not real heavy in the reviews, but I try to mix my products in with a rifle build per se, right? And then I give my opinion kind of as we go down the road. But that's just kind of my style.
You guys rely on people looking at your views. That's how you make your channels work. So they do have to be switched up, unfortunately.
And here's the thing. To me, triggers are a personal thing. Once you find a trigger that works for you, that's what you want to stick with. I mean,
that's the only thing I don't have a variety of. If you go through any of my PRS guns, even my Bagara B14R Rimfire or my Voodoo 360, all of them have Timony hits in them. Every single one of them have a Timony hit.
And that's a good
That's the one thing I don't change.
Now, I'm a little different on this, guys. I have, in a lot of my match guns, I run the same thing. I'm a trigger tech guy. You guys can rip me apart on that if you want. It's fine.
You're good.
Yeah. So, but in my hunting rifles, I have some different ones. A Bixen Andy, for instance, I've got in one of mine. Oh, look at him rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling.
No, I'm like a NASCAR driver. I want everybody to know where my support comes from.
Okay, so I'm going to completely take over this run right now. I've had this conversation with Derek and Ryan before. I want to get your guys' opinion on this. How in the hell does golf have commentators and we don't?
Yeah.
I mean, I've talked to people that have been like, well, we got to find something that we can look through the scope that doesn't affect their shooting. And that's not the direction I think we need to roll. I think we need to come at you and go, you're prepping for a stage, we get on you, you shoot the stage, and while you're shooting, we could be going, hey, look at him there, he's running an MDT chassis with his, what was that trigger you run again? What was that on the hat? Is that a Timney? And talk about the gear. There we go. Yeah, represent. But if we talk about the gear while the guy's shooting, who cares if they're hitting the target? I mean, at the end of that, they can walk off and you can go, hey, how'd your plan work for you? Well, I only hit 5 out of 10, so not real well, but I think I know what I need to do better next time. And I don't know why we don't have some commentators.
See, we've tried a little bit of this with when I first got into YouTube, my deal was filming matches.
Mm-hmm.
If you go my earlier content, which some of the real early stuff is junk, as far as just my filming ability, please, you can disregard like the first 5-10 videos, not worth watching. But we were doing really cool stuff. I was shooting with another guy, and we were trying to shoot, golf balls at like 500 yards or whatever. And he had a cool setup. We tried to film it. We didn't really know what we were doing yet, though, right? We didn't have target cameras. We didn't have, all that kind of stuff, because everybody wants to see what you're hitting. That kind of changed when I started filming through a spotting scope with my freaking cell phone, right? There you go. Hey, right there on the phone.
Dude.
On the phone,
fanboy.
But no,
that's his shopping phone because he knows he can pull the trigger anytime he needs to order something.
But in the original video, when I found a format that I felt like was working for the matches, it was exactly what you were talking about. Yeah, we would film stages and give kind of a stage rundown on, in the text or what have you. But then, like, I may not do it for every stage, but I would periodically go find a shooter here or there and do like a quick interview. Hey, what gear are you running? What place did you finish? What was your favorite stage? What was your plan of attack? Right? And that seemed to work really well. But let me tell you this, shooting a match and filming a match all at the same time sucks.
No, I would not do that. I think we need to approach, and this for a geek out a little bit, I think we need some guys that are just commentating and somebody that's just on a camera. And I think we need to do commentating like 1980s pro wrestling. I mean, it's what you doing there, brother?
You got that music, Ross, did you not?
I did, and I may have peed myself a little bit when I read it. But I mean, pro wrestling, if you watch it with the volume off, it's just a couple people out there doing athletics. So what adds to the drama, which is what we would need to create, is somebody talking about what's going on. And it's in our industry, we are company driven, for the guys that are sponsored, for the guys that are trying to promote themselves. This is a chance for somebody like Ryan or Derek or you guys to come out and go, hey, I absolutely love my Timney trigger. I'm running it today. This is what it is. I got it set at yada, yada. And that talk, you and I could talk about that before you even shoot the stage. At the beginning of the day, I can put a gear list together for you. And when you shoot something, I can say, man, this guy loves his Timney triggers. He's got this, that, and the other thing. And now, while you're shooting, the sponsor is watching their gear and hearing about their gear being used. That's kind of the way I look at it.
It's a huge thank you, kind of.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
We also want to touch on this, and granted, there's a lot more marketing strategy and, money being shifted around in different areas than what I'm even aware of. But I got a little bit of racing background. I've been involved with motorsports most of my life in one way or another until I started shooting competitively. I have never been in a sport where the companies want to sponsor prize tables more than they did the shooters or the racer or the fisherman or whatever. I've never understood that and why that's their marketing strategy and why they want to sponsor a prize table and then gripe because the guys that already had that piece of gear or didn't want it sold it for half the value of it. They could buy it on retail. And I get it. It sucks for them as they're, diminishing the value of their product, but why not go about it differently? I mean, this is the only sport I'm aware of where they go about it that way. But
yeah,
anyway,
it does give an opportunity though for shooters. I mean, I've been there on days when the really good guys didn't do so well, and
yeah.
I mean, we've seen, and I've seen some really top notch shooters. I know he would kill me if he knew I brought this up, even, but whatever. I watched him walk up to the prize table at the PRS Midwest finale, pick up one of the better prizes on the table, a stock. I can't remember what it was exactly. And he walked over to he didn't want no recognition for it. And he'll be mad that I said this, but he walked over to a junior shooter when nobody was looking and just gave it away.
Yep.
It was, there's stuff, there are good things happening out there like that.
I see that as an honorable thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to remember, guys, we have two types of competitors in this industry. We have the quiet professionals who want to go out, play their game, wear their jersey, shoot their match, not do that stuff, and any of the promotional stuff, and just go about their day. And then you've got the loudmouth sons of bitches like me that want to get out there and have some fun, talk some shit, and get out there and play. But
guys,
you need both of those.
I'm telling you right now, he is not lying when he's out there talking shit. He's the loudest mouth in the North, man. I'm telling you right now.
Testify, my brother.
Mouth in the South.
Jimmy Hart. See, now that's what I'm talking about. That is a pro wrestling reference right there. We got the mouth of the mouth, Jimmy Hart, the showstopper right here, the big man. Oh, wrong way. Big man over here. The money maker up here. It's like musical chairs, and I'm backwards.
We were at Mean Greens, right? You're right. We were at one of his matches last year, and it was a bunch of us who usually shoot together, locals, whatever. We'd gotten to know each other by this point, and I started giving everybody names, right? We had
Princess Sparkle Britches.
Yeah, well, that was the main one. We had one guy, old Dick Yoder.
Dick Yoder.
We called him Princess Sparkle Britches, and then we had Peepaw.
With a name like Dick Yoder, I'm sorry.
We're changing your name now. Your name can't be what it used to. Now, my wife has permanently named you Ginger Bear.
Ginger Bear.
That's the Ginger Bear.
Oh.
I'm going to have him a jersey made. You just wait. When y'all started calling me Mouth from the South. I used to be with a bunch of guys. They called me, Chief Bullshit Bill.
Oh,
but
nice.
My name was Chris. So.
See, I don't have it out here, and I really should. But when I go to matches, I wear a fedora that I got in Hawaii. And I went to a match recently where unfortunately, I had tripped. Yeah, there you go. Unfortunately, I had tripped and hurt myself, so I couldn't lift a whole hell of a lot. So I couldn't shoot. But I walked up to visit guys. And the first thing, one of the better shooters I know, to be honest, I really didn't think he knew what my name was. But he turned around and he went, "Hey, Ross, where's your hat?" I was like, "Oh, you know me."
Okay. Well, that's okay. When I was at SHOT Show, you can ask Ryan because he was sitting there texting everybody, and he'll tell you exactly what he said. I'm sitting there at the U.S. Optic booth. I'm telling the lady, "Hey, I shot a JV reticle on my buddy Ross's rifle last summer." And everything, and she goes, "Oh, you want to meet Jake Verbert?" And boom, just meltdown mode right there. I was like, "What?" And Brian's over here like, "Derek's in meltdown mode." Everybody,
for the first time.
Dude, it was the coolest shit. I'm like, "You know who you are?" He's like, "Yeah, do you know who you are?" No.
I am no one.
He had no clue who he was.
There
it's
we
the same-
go.
So
The shooting hat.
the hat. Dude, it doesn't matter if he's
Yeah.
wearing camo or not. He wears the hat. He wears
Oh,
the
yeah.
fedora.
Have you guys watched? There's another guy, a YouTube channel, great dude. He's all about 22 most of the time. He shoots for Team Bagara, Team Athlon. His name is Darren B. I think is his channel.
Bior.
I can't remember. Is that his
Yeah.
name? His channel's just called Darren B. But I was watching something earlier. He posted pictures. He shot an entire NRL 22 match in a 3-piece suit.
Yep.
And then, like, one time last year, he shot with, like, the rainbow wig or something like that. He's always doing crazy crap like that, man. Darren B, yeah, he's cool-ass dude. But what is he doing?
Getting back to
I
his
feel like he
reload
went on a
room.
tour of his house. Where'd he go? He just climbed out of the way.
This is Ross. He never expect anything from him.
So
I thought he
talking
was
like
gonna
that.
start working or something.
No, nobody needs to see that. Nobody needs to see that. A couple years ago, my buddy's daughter, we were shooting a match, and she had this beautiful little unicorn fanny pack. And I was talking about setting up my gear and what am I going to wear that's a little weird at this match? Because I know everybody and they know me, so they expect weird. So she says, hey, you can take my unicorn fanny pack. I wore that all match, caught hell, and so the next year I was going to go down, and I happened to buy just a little something to make everybody feel better.
Oh my God, he's actually gonna put it on.
Oh, and it's got the earplugs right there too. So you got your ear pro, safety first, boys. But the problem is, it's a little kid's helmet, and with my big ass head, it don't fit real well. Right? It just don't work.
I will drive up there just to shoot a match, watching him wear that.
Hell yeah.
I tell you what, we'll meet halfway and do something. And we'll get the guys to bring some video cameras, and I got no problem wearing a tail with this either. I'm just telling you.
Bet.
Why don't you guys come up for the South Dakota or the Badlands Steel Challenge coming up this year? That's a hell of a good match. I think that's where I met you, Derek, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's where we all met.
When is it?
Well, Ross, I met you prior through your wife, but
Yep. The better half.
It's
Yep.
Medora, South Dakota, guys. It's a great
North
match.
Dakota.
No, North
North
Dakota.
Dakota. Yep. And we get a little touchy on that one. It's kind of like North
Yeah,
and South Carolina.
When?
Yeah, it's a great match.
I'm pretty
My
sure
first
your
year
price
actually.
of powder just went up there, Derek.
Probably did.
What pristine action did you have, Ryan?
Oh, yeah, see how it is?
Oh, I said the money bags.
I had a pristine action until they sent it to you.
Oh, you still got one. Yeah, so word of advice, don't ever shoot a 300 PRC at a PRS match. So,
Hey, you benefited awfully well from that if I don't remember.
what?
Why would you do that?
I thought it was an ELR.
So they told me it was a long range match when I called up and asked about
Okay.
this. No, I get there, it's a goddamn PRS match.
There may have been a hold my beer and watch this conversation before that, I bet.
Hey, it was fun though. That's all that mattered. I went back the next year.
I've
With the
seen a guy come
6G2.
to a local PRS match one day, and I'm not shitting you. He competed with I don't know where he originally shot this, if it was bench rest or egg class, but he had like the 4-inch beaver tail, 22, 23 pound, 284 Winchester. No floor plate, single shot, single fed this son of a bitch all day.
Oh.
And I gotta say, when he was on, he shot good, but I mean his times were fucking terrible.
We're tuning it up right now. I have a buddy running a 6.5 284 because he didn't want to fuck with the wind.
Uh-huh.
I understand that problem. I can't read wind to save my life. That's why I'm going to shoot the 25 because it's like a cheater round.
Man, I tell you what, reading wind's easy. Hold up your Kestrel. Predicting wind, that's where I struggle.
Exactly. Yep.
Right.
So you were talking
at 300 and 400 yards.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
Oh, and that's the thing. I'll be honest with you. Just because I don't shoot as much center fire as I used to, I'm probably going to chamber a barrel into 23 or 22 BR. Just because bullets are more readily available. I'd rather shoot a smaller caliber, but also kind of brush up my wind reading skills. I mean,
do a 22 GT.
22 Creedmoor. I'm
Man,
loving
I can't
it.
jump on
95
GT
grain
wagon.
SMKs.
Nothing against it. I just can't do it. I got too much money invested in Dasher and BR cases already.
Man, there's way too many gay tigers running around as it is.
I am a through and through 22 Creedmoor man, and I just...
You know, me and Ross talked about the whole gay tiger thing. But I'll tell you right now, that was like the best marketing play that guy ever had.
Hell yeah.
It really is. He ran with it, and it made... Now, because I do shoot 6GT, I have to get the brass that says gay tiger on it.
That man...
I have to.
George Garner is a marketing genius. He made
really
a round. It was like, I don't know what it was supposed to stand for, but it sure as hell wasn't gay tiger, you know, and somebody came out and was like, well, there's the... Was it? Oh, my
So
God.
George Gardner and Tom Jacobs of Vapor Trail Bullets designed the cartridge, right?
Yep.
And what's funny about that is, for the gay tiger thing, for as I know, they didn't even come up with it. Kevin Ditto's the one that was blasting it on the ARS page.
And then these guys, I mean, George Garner, the genius that he is, looks at it and goes, hey, other people just named my cartridge and they want to make stickers, so I don't have to promote my stuff?
Right.
All right.
Hell yeah.
But you had to know, you had to think at one point where you saw that meme the first time and went, oh, why didn't we call it the 6TG?
I don't know that George works that way.
My favorite moment of that was waking up one morning, getting ready to go to work at like 3 o'clock in the morning. The first thing I see is on Facebook, the ARS page, and they post it's like a stencil painting of George with long Fabio hair on a fucking tiger riding a rainbow.
Yeah, I may have spit Mountain Dew into my windshield when I saw that one.
Yeah. I know we were supposed to be talking about like ballistics and chambering, but we didn't get way off that
this is
talk.
the whole thing. So this is the nice thing I like about having this live stream is we're all shooters. We're all competition shooters in one fashion or another. And you know, I didn't want to do a live stream where we were talking about politics or any of the bullshit that's going on overseas. That's none of my fucking business. I don't care.
Exactly.
I've done my fucking time. I know I'm not going to bring up somebody else who's done their time. But, fuck it, man. Let's just have fun with it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with any caliber out there between the BR, the Dasher, the GT.
Hell no.
They all have their...
Wait, whoa. It's gonna be the GT shooter that says there's nothing wrong with any caliber.
This coming from the fucking 22 guy. I'm sorry, over here.
No, I've shot 308, 6.5 Creeds. And I fell in love with the BR just because I'm a wuss. I don't want recoil. I want to pull the trigger, and I want to watch everything going on downrange. And with a 308, well, I can't read wind that good. Them A-tips fight it well.
That's the one thing I haven't shot out of my GT is A-tips yet.
I don't have any. Nope, not at all.
Hey, I know when Ross isn't home.
Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. My wife actually likes you, Ryan. You might actually stand a chance of getting in here.
I don't know why she does that, but hey, maybe it was from back in the day.
She looks at everybody and goes, well, they're better than Ross. But yeah, different calibers all that is what you're familiar with, what you're comfortable with. And let's be honest, sometimes it's what's new and cool.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And I'll be honest with you. The whole biggest reason why I went with the GT was I didn't want to modify the magazines. Just because if I decide, which I did, I got a 308 that takes AICSA magazines, I just grab my magazines and go. It doesn't matter if it was modified or not. So that was
I've seen you go grrr way too many times to believe that kind of crap.
Now, there is one cartridge, one that I despise. I despise it for not because of the cartridge or its ballistics or its capabilities, but because over
the fanboys.
No, not even the fanboys. This one's old school. This goes way deep. Because like before I was really into the competition, like PRS and even any kind of long range shooting, bench rest, F-class, any of that. I did a lot of gun shows, right? I'd go set up a table and hang out all day and do that thing. But I hate 270 Winchester. I hate it. And I hate it because it doesn't matter what you put on you can set out a whole plethora of rifles that will do everything better than the 270 Winchester. But they're every deer hunter in the southeast. I don't know about your folks up there, but they're going to burn me at the cross over this deal. They're done with me.
I'm going to bounce out this one now.
270 or a 30-06. If that's not a 270 or a 30-06, it won't kill deer.
Well, part of that too, I think, is nobody knew how to read wind. I think a lot of that is people didn't know how to read the wind either. So you take a 30-06 or a 270, and there's 270 just smoking out of there. You set an inch high at 100 yards, and you're good on your deer lease out to 300. It didn't matter.
Yep.
The tech has improved so much, and the level of information you can get off of just an app on your phone for a ballistics calculator is so crazy.
First time my old man found out I shot a mule deer at 650 yards with a 6mm Remington and a Citron scope, he about shit himself.
Amen. Yep. My brother-in-law, he is the epitome of this, right? For years, me and him we would have battles over this deal, right? We'd come to the table and I'm like, man, I think I can get it done with a 308 or a 6.5. I'm pretty sure I can go as far as you can. And he's like, no, gotta be this. Well, what was it, last year?
Mm-hmm.
So last year, he starts coming and shooting 22 matches with me. And he starts with, I'll never forget it, he says, I'm not paying that much money for a 22. I'm going to buy the Ruger. And not like a Ruger Precision. No, he bought a Ruger American with a little barrel and, that deal. He buys that, and I got him a deal on a X3 Conquer, right? Because I pushed him on that one. I'm like, you really? He's like, no, I can do this with my I think he had like a Bushnell, or not a Bushnell, a Nikon Buckmaster Rimfire.
I was waiting for you to tell me you had Tasco.
I'm like, no, you can't. So we get him on the rifle with the ride-on, and he does pretty well. He does all right. He gets into it, and then he tries to shoot at 300 yards with the rest of us, and he goes, well, this sucks. I can't hit shit. But ends up now, he's went way down the rabbit hole. He's got a Bagara B14R carbon barrel, and it's got an X5 Conquer on it, 5-25. And then he said, well, I want the same platform. I want to go shoot a centerfire PRS match, but also have a gun I could hunt with. So what we ordering? After all these years of 270 and 30-06, he shoots a 6.5 Creedmoor. We got him a Bagara HMR Wilderness. He bought one of my X5 Conquer 5-25. So I traded it for a tractor. I got a tractor out of the deal. But
You need to start making my deals for me because that sounds awesome.
We'll exchange numbers later.
He's like, whatever, just a tractor.
It's a little Kubota.
Oh, son of a bitch. And Ross has left the conversation. No,
But my brother now, he sits in his deer stand and he ranges certain trees and writes a dope card for his range now, compared to like used to, just hold at the top of their back and pull the trigger. Now, I mean, he goes full on ballistics with the deal, you know. So you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but I think a lot of them old timers, if they just come try it, they'd never look back.
Yep.
So I got to tell you a funny story about you're talking in deer stand and range and everything and trying to figure all that out. A buddy of mine comes up to me right after, I suppose it was the second week of deer season. And he goes, "Hey, if you go out and sit in a tree stand, make sure you got your gear organized so you know where shit is without looking for it." And I said, "All right." And he goes, "I'm sitting in my stand and I'm getting all this stuff figured out and the wind starts picking up. And I thought, I need to see how the wind's doing." So he went to grab his little baby powder sprayer that sprays the shit in the air and the wind blows it.
No, this
And-
is going.
Yep, apparently grabbed his deer urine sprayer.
Ooh.
And,
Oh.
yep, yeah,
Oh.
got himself pretty good.
Yep.
I was like,
Man,
well,
did
I'm
it.
done hunting with you.
It's
So-
funny, like I got a guy messaging me right now, which it's not chat related, but he's a brand new shooter. So this is what me and Dalton deal with a lot, is we get brand new shooters because of the Rimfire series I was telling you guys about that we run. But you know, I'm just fielding questions like, you know, about asking if I think CCI standard velocity is going to work in a NRL style PRS 22 long rifle match. And I mean, absolutely it'll work. There's just other stuff that's more consistent, right? But yeah, that, not to go down a rabbit hole, getting back off into Rimfire, but CCI standard velocity, that's kind of like everybody's go-to and has been for decades here in the United States. And it's great ammo and it will work. But when you put it side by side with SK, Lapua, RWS, Ely, I'm sure I'm missing several, but
That's about it. Really.
that's kind of the stuff we run. But the thing is, it's amazing how consistent some of that imported ammo can be. It doesn't seem like any of our domestic suppliers, which is, I mean, let's face it, like if for premium rimfire ammunition here in the United States, you've only got two choices, and that's Federal or CCI. And to be honest, they're the same people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same damn
Ely
company.
made in the U.S.?
Huh?
Is Ely made in the U.S.?
No, England.
England.
Oh, it's imported. Okay.
Yeah, it's imported. Your SK,
So-
if I'm not mistaken, is manufactured in Germany. There's still a faction of the Lapua based stuff, and then Lapua obviously being made where it is in Finland or wherever.
So if Ely's made in Britain, that means you got to drink tea and crumpets when you're shooting it, right? I mean,
Yeah, it's even got a crown on the box.
Yep.
That just means when you pull your trigger, you have to stick your pinky out.
Hey, where's Josh at Pursuit of Accuracy? That we need to use that one on him.
So I wanted to ask you guys with your 22s a question. You know, I've heard the talk about people sending rifles in and having them shoot different lots of ammo through it. Have you guys ever had that done to your rifles?
Personally, I haven't. No. The reason being is Yes, you can squeeze out a little bit more accuracy whenever you have it lot tested because you've got such a wide variety and array of stuff there at their disposal to find it.
Mhm.
But to me, I've never seen the value in it because once that lot is out, you're starting all over again. And personally, I found it better and more successful for me if I tend to find, say, SK long range or SK rifle match. Yeah, I'm going to have a little bit of deviation from lot to lot, but if I take good notes and I actually do my, my proofing, my truing, my ballistic calculations, my notes, recording it all, I don't have to send the rifle off somewhere every couple of months to get a lot tested for a new lot. And to be honest, I've seen a couple guys come back and the lot that they said they tested that day really wasn't all that impressive. I mean, tuners is the big thing right now. Lot testing was something a lot of guys talked about for a while, but now tuners are all the rage.
Time out.
What?
I'm just going to interject for a second, then I'm going to walk away. Unlike him, I would probably lot test, but I'm poor and I can't afford to buy enough ammo to make it worth it.
So Vaughn Precision's actually agreeing with you. He posted a comment up in the chat. He's right. Lot to lot is a holdup. Now, Buzz the Clown actually has a question for you guys over at Midwest. So he wants to know about the. Here, let me move this. Right here.
Okay.
So
the ELR3 mags. Any fixes for the ones that only push the cartridges straight up? I'll be honest with you. This is going to be kind of a long-winded rabbit hole I'll go down with you guys. I know Leon Weatherby personally. We shoot with him a lot. He's a super good dude. The LR3 mags, he had some trouble with the first revision. Now that most of them that you buy today are being manufactured at MK Machining by Tyler Kent, the tolerances are a little better. And I don't have one myself, as I don't have a Vigar or Voodoo, but everyone I've talked to that has enough time and experience with that mag say that it doesn't have the attributes of the first one, and it does fix some of the issues that guys were having with factory mags. A lot of the problem I see with, say, the 700 footprint receivers on feeding is the mag height. And something I don't understand on that is I thought that with centerfires even. I mean, I've always had to take off material off a mag latch or get a new one that was longer because, well, and I use AW mags. It's kind of indicative of that with AW too, especially. But if you're having rounds pop straight up, I've noticed a lot of the Bergaras and the Remex does this too, what Remex have been around. I've got a family member that has a Remex with this problem at one time. As you're extracting the fired round that you just fired, it's actually grabbing the rim of the round that's in the mag and flipping it up. Especially on the Bergaras. The Remex, I don't see that a whole lot because the mag actually has an enclosure over the rim.
You want to come up out of my chair.
He ain't bashful down south.
At least he didn't just grab the back of the chair and pull.
Right.
For the LR3 mags, if you're having trouble with them, I would definitely fine-tune the mag latch height. And you'd be amazed how much difference just a couple thousandths will make. If you can get a good pair of calipers and get an accurate measurement as a baseline and fine-tune 2 to 3 thousandths at a time, I think you'll find that sweet spot that it wants to be.
See, I had that same problem with the new MDT Gen 2 mags in 308 for the 6GT. I had that same problem, but just take that little bit off the front and it ran fine.
Yep. While we're on topic of magazines and kind of troubleshooting issues, something else that's kind of a big deal with the 22s, rock in the magazine. Yet again, something else that we have with even centerfires, I've had trouble with it. If you have any forward motion, forward and aft in the bottom metal or the chassis, on a centerfire, it's not as bad because you got a longer round going into a much larger hole, right? It's a bottleneck cartridge. On a 22, you're literally taking a round that's the same diameter as the hole of the chamber. So you're
Mm-hmm.
trying to be really consistent and right on where that's going to enter the chamber.
Give me one of them mags over.
See, this is one of the first chassis I've tested or stocks that I haven't had no issue with any rock with a metal magazine.
So with the XRS, and this is something like I notice all the time, even when I first started running a Voodoo, right? The Voodoos are notorious for bad feeding.
True.
But I started with the XRS,
So
and
they
I
have the
never
same
had
feeding
time to
issue as
figure
a
out what everybody
6BR?
was talking about. Huh?
Oh.
So they have the same feeding issue as a 6BR, don't they?
Well, I don't know about that. Never had one, but
Not with these.
So with the XRS, what we come to find out is the mag well is actually fractionally smaller than, like, say, I've got an ACC chassis also. I can take the same mag out of an XRS. We're talking the same manufacturer. Technically, it should be the same machines. Hell, but I can put the same mag over into the ACC, and it's just flopping around in there, barely hanging on. You put it in the XRS, and just from the get-go, forward to back, you're not going to hit the mag release and the mag just fall out. You got to pull the son of a bitch out.
Right.
Very tight fitting. It has no wiggle room for, rocking forward and aft.
Yeah, it's not going to move. I like it.
If any of the followers here comment and have trouble with the mag rocking forward and aft, kind of a cheap fix and just something to try to see if it fixes your issue. Velcro. Get some, take the hook part of the Velcro, cut it like a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch square and stick it just above the mag catch area on the magazine. And what that's going to do is it's going to take up some space on the mag and the mag well and kind of seat it where it's actually getting pressure against the receiver as it should and not rock forward and aft. If that helps, I've even seen guys kind of do that. They'll either epoxy a little nipple, if you will, inside the bottom metal or chassis above the mag catch or what have you. But the Velcro seems to work pretty good for as a cheap, quick fix.
No, that's a good tip. I never really thought of that, to be honest with you. Now, see, I use Velcro for, like, when you have that, like, loose stock on an AR-15. Do the same thing.
Yep.
Put like a 2-inch strip of Velcro on top of the buffer tube. Takes it right away.
Yep.
There's your Martha Stewart's tip of the day. No.
I don't see any jail bars around you.
Not yet.
There was.
Here's the fix to your whole 270 problem. 338 AI fixes everything, okay?
There you go.
Yeah, Derek, I work in the
if you
field.
only
They drug test me. I'm not doing that. Now it's interesting when you start looking at some of these different calibers and the little tiny. We were talking a little earlier about some ballistics and some stuff and to get back on that subject there. It's interesting when you start looking at comparing the 6 GT to the 6 Creedmoor to the BR to I don't know what the frick I don't know what you guys shoot down there for center rifle. Man, this phone is messing me up. Everything being backwards.
25 Creedmoor. You got
Okay.
put that something silent.
It's interesting when you start actually looking at, if it's whether it be a 600-yard match or 1,000, 1,200 yards, the micro differences, not even, elevation, that's the only constant we really have, right? That's just math. We can dial that on our scope. It's whether it's a GT or a BR or a Creedmoor, really, in my opinion, it matters more what tip you're using than what case. Would you guys think I'm crazy on that, or would you kind of agree?
No, I agree. I'll be honest. I've shot 6 Creedmoor for many years, way before it was ever adopted by Sammy. I'll be honest, man, just not only because of powder shortages and everything, but like we were talking earlier, going slow and being consistent. Man, I run my 6 Creedmoor right around 2,900 feet per second. It's a good wide node for velocity and ES, and doesn't kill you on recoil. You can still manage spotting your misses in the scope. I mean, it just works.
That sounds fast to me.
Well, yeah, exactly. But
you're talking to the guy who shoots a 6BR. I mean, anything is
28,
fast over.
20.
Well, that's something else too. A lot of guys around here, maybe like I was talking earlier about speed. A lot of the old timers around here are kind of taught my generation. We wanted fast, little bitty caliber, wildcats or cartridges.
Prairie dog rounds.
Yeah.
I know a lot of guys shoot their Dashers 2950, 3,000 feet a second. And granted, I mean they have luck with it, but they're beating the hell. They're brass and wonder why they have pressure issues when we get a little bit of moisture in the air and everything else. But is what it is. Different strokes for different folks, I guess.
And then the barrel wear too. You start running them fast, you start burning that barrel out too. That's always been. I'm lazy. I don't want to change that shit if I can avoid it.
See, that's a good discussion because metal.
I'd for anything, but
metal Euro G.
Man, just more opportunity to play.
So that's a good discussion too. Is like what your barrel's made out of: stainless steel or chromoly, because. From what a lot of guys have been telling me...
Oh, stainless, 100%.
Well, see, I'm shooting chromoly on my GT. And a lot of people are telling me
guy.
on my chromoly barrel, I'm going to get almost 4,000 rounds with that barrel, just because it's a harder metal. See, I just got that barrel to start speeding up. So, and a lot of people told me, well, if you were shooting a stainless barrel, you would have been 200 rounds less. But, I mean... But this is my first custom-built chromoly barrel I have. So I'm wanting to play with it.
The one thing I will say on the chromoly versus stainless, the reason why I pick stainless over chromoly, and you're not wrong. I mean, everything you said is right. It just different edge of the sword, I guess. I kind of come from a machining background. I work in a tool and die shop for a professional career. I'm not a gunsmith, so I don't know exactly what the difference is, but I know machining chromoly versus machining stainless is a considerably harder process. Mm-hmm. And I think that's kind of indicative of why we see more consistent barrels and more quality barrels coming out of 416 stainless. It's just a hell of a lot easier machining process. And I don't know how much you guys follow this, but there's a lot of gun makers, gunsmiths, barrel makers out there. They'll tell you, no matter who made it or how consistent or what QC process they go through, you cannot drill a hole completely straight through 28 inches of freaking steel. It's just not going to happen. They all got bow in the bore. That's kind of why timing, used to timing a barrel was a big thing. I don't hear a lot of talk about it anymore.
In Rimfire, we do.
Well, in Rimfire, we do.
It's a big deal.
But everyone now wants to do prefits.
So
I'm sorry, Derek. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say, a good person to go look at, if you want to talk about, timing on a barrel, is go check out his video over at NRL Shooter. He owns Desert Precision Gunworks.
Yep, Kenny. Yep.
Yeah, so Kenny does a phenomenal job. He did my 33XC barrel for me. And I watched his videos before I even contacted him to do the 33XC video for him. The barrel for me. I mean, I'll tell you right now, after about the first 8 shots having it zeroed, dude, I was just putting stuff inside of a quarter or less. I mean, at 100. I mean, and I know it sounds pointless to shoot a 33XC at 100, but it gives you a good state on where that gun sits.
That's a starting point.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a lot of testing the 100 still.
Now, my 6GT.
So you're talking about Kenny, timing barrels and stuff. If you go to one of the last few Rimfire series he did it on the Voodoo, where he was rebarreling a Voodoo. Well, that was the last one. The one before that. Go back up another one. Yeah, he took a set of Voodoos and put Krieger barrels on. That's that gun I showed you earlier.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Yeah, so the gun in that series, he called it Silver Bullet or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's my gun. So
if you guys want to go down the rabbit hole of it, we could get into theory of building a 22 barrel all night. That's something I geek out on every day. But anyway,
I would love to get more into the 22 stuff, to be honest with you. but it's not very popular up here, and that's the downfall that sucks. I really wish it was, because I would actually invest in a Voodoo then at that point. I would invest in a Rimex or something like that.
And I'm getting to the point where I don't know if I need another hobby, but I'm sure I'd find a way to get into it.
I found H1000 in the wild the other night for $32 a pound, and I bought all 3.
It's empty. There's no power in here.
So I think with the 22 series up in the central part of the country, you could probably get people pretty interested in it if you made all of the targets at all of the ranges look like gophers.
Or prairie dogs.
Yeah, I mean, I really do. Yeah, I think you would, because you'd have guys going, well, I don't know if I really want to do this real bad, but I get to go shoot prairie dogs, so why not? I think you would. I think you'd get a little interest.
In our area here, when this sport first come about, man, the whole 22 thing, a lot of the well-established center fire shooters, man, they look down on it bad. And I think they viewed it as just a bunch of newcomers trying to set their toe in it or take baby steps. And I get where they could see that. But, man, the 22, it's a whole different challenge in and of itself. I mean, you're not just slinging cheap ammo down range hoping to get a hit. I mean, you got to know your freaking crap. Like we were talking earlier about reading wind. Man, if you want to learn how to read wind, pick up a 22 and start shooting it past 300 yards. That'll teach you some shit now.
I'll tell you what. My youngest son has a 17, little Savage 17, and it does not have a precision scope on it. It's stock, the way we bought it with the scope from Shields. And I was out. I don't know. No, I think it's a Bushnell or something. I don't remember, but I was shooting in the front yard with some buddies of mine, and my kid walks out and he's like, "Dad, can I shoot my rifle?" Like you're going to say no to that, right? So we grabbed his rifle. I threw a bipod on it, and I'm like, I don't know how this is going to work, but the closest target I've got is that 16-inch tractor disc at 350 yards. Why don't you go ahead and see what happens? 5 rounds later, the little shit is ringing steel. And
Hell yeah.
I sat there and I went, well, I might as well sell all my guns because he's going to be kicking my ass in a year or two.
Yeah.
So last year, my son decides he wants to go deer hunting. Okay, mind you, he's behind the times a little bit. We homeschool. He's got a few issues he's fighting. And he decides he chose my Ruger 243 as his deer hunting gun.
Hell yeah.
Ruger RPR 243. We went out to 400.
Dad, you can hold it for him, right?
Scope on it. And he's like, "Dad, what do all them lines mean?" So I explained it to him. Now it's a game.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And he enjoys filling the freezer with jerky. So he says, "How do I shoot this thing to 500-600 yards, Dad?" And, okay, I said, "You just take that and you do this and you do that." And I showed him how to do all the app stuff, and he took over my phone, took over the gun. He's ringing steel at 500 yards in 15 minutes.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
he kills his doe at 350.
I think it was a year before last. My son was 5, and 6. Sorry, he was 6 years old. That's legal age to take them deer hunting in the state of Missouri, right? And he said he wanted to go, and I said, "Son, I don't really have a rifle that's going to fit you. I don't know how this is going to work." And I've got a couple of bolt action 223s. One of them's a pretty short length of pull on an HS Precision stock. I said, "Well, let's try this. We'll see how it goes." And most dads would have put their kids on a bench or something like that, but no, not me. I get a tripod, standing. I'm like, you got to square up behind the rifle, get your feet out, lean into it.
Exactly how my son shot his doe.
Yeah. I told my son at my 100-yard berm, there's a little gopher target, like a little prairie dog looking deal, mild steel, right? It's not even it's not even center fire rated, but I didn't think he was going to hit it. I said, son, if your rifle's sighted in, if you can hit that target, I'll take you deer hunting. One shot, racks it, sends it, and now forever later, my target has a hole right in the middle of it. We went deer hunting, so we didn't see anything. We watched raccoons all morning, but we still went.
Shit, I would have shot those.
It's funny. It's funny when you challenge those kids on a shot. Well, if you can make this shot, we'll go do this. And you should know at that, it's like that saying goes, at that moment, he realized he fucked up.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
I have
right?
to move out of the house with that 243 now.
If you sit around and watch TikTok, go find my channel on TikTok. I get way more views on TikTok than I ever did on YouTube.
That's that bikini and dancing you're doing there, man.
It's that preaching a Chevy's better than a Dodge bullshit. No, fucking.
I'll rant just a little bit on this because, what I do is I just take my YouTube videos and I take a snippet of it, right, and then I just post it over to TikTok, and I'm like, hey, if you want to see the full length video, come to YouTube, right? I never thought TikTok was going to amount to shit. I was wrong, but I posted a video like 2 or 3 days ago, okay? And it's a snippet of an ammo test Dalton and I did. And in 3 days, hang on, I'll tell you live time exactly how many views that damn video has on it.
And how many people commented?
Well, I'll get to the comments here in just a second. Those son of a bitches, they get on my nerves.
Ross is going to go find this shit after the live stream. He's going to start fucking with you.
Yeah.
Where's the ginger bear in your video? I need more ginger bear.
So, in 3 days, Derek, and this will hit you because I know you watch your analytics.
Yep.
But in 3 days, I did 240,000 views.
Holy shit.
240,000 on one video. One.
God damn, I'm going to grab a speedo and hit it on TikTok. God damn.
Okay, I will sign up for that channel, Derek. Wow.
God damn, dude. Shit.
So do you think that has more to do with people's short attention spans, or do you think it's just something that they can scroll through real quick? Do you see a lot of rollover going to YouTube after that?
As long as I keep a consistent roll on TikTok, I see a steady subscriber count increase on the YouTube channel. Because what it is YouTube has us driven down so hard, the smaller channels like mine and Derek's.
Oh, yeah.
We're sub 10,000. And I don't feel like you're really making any headway till you break 10.
Well, it's because YouTube's not making no money off you. That's the whole issue.
Yeah. So that's why, Derek, I know you use Instagram all the time, and they're real gun friendly for the most part.
See, Instagram is where is my big platform.
And I'm just learning that now.
Yeah, so Instagram is my big platform, and I've been using that one for years, especially when I was on the road traveling and everything else.
So Derek, have you shown those guys my videos of my '80s pro wrestling promos from that last match?
No, but we can bring it up. 1 minute, hold on.
Oh shit! Okay, I may.
Hold on, hold on.
Remember that thing I said about at that moment he realized? What you got there?
We's going to fuck up.
Oh, we going shooters now.
Fuck shooters.
I'm too lazy to walk upstairs to get that bottle, Derek.
I've gotten way too familiar with Scotch lately. I started watching Star Trek, and I related to Scotty more than I did anybody else. I've been drinking enough of that stuff, so I'm gonna take a little break and stick with beer on tonight.
Okay, guys,
this is right here, baby.
I'm gonna bring this on. This is Ross. Now, okay, this is Matt, but this The next part's Ross.
Oh, let's get a little heartbreak. Oh, yeah!
Oh, shit. That was at the Badlands the first year I went, man. It was a fun... If you guys can make it up here, you guys have to go shoot that match with us sometime.
Hell yeah.
Heck yeah, we'll try.
That is such a fun match.
And Derek, I may be mistaken, but did you participate in the Night Force Steel Challenge? Is that the match that I'm thinking?
That's the match
where...
that me and Ryan are doing next month.
We're actually headed there soon.
Next month.
Now, that's the match that Scott Satterley kind of puts on, where it's a PRS style, but you're shooting magnums out past, ELR ranges, more or less, right?
Here.
Yes. See, the rifle that he's got that new Black Widow chassis from McCree back there. Unfortunately, we can't show you, and he didn't come on earlier to finger bang the rest of gun picks with the rest of us.
Hey, I was trying to get this set up.
Maybe when we go off stream, he'll show us. But if you guys go on my Instagram account, you guys can see that model with a nice little cute Latina. I'll bring that up. Give me a second. But no. The ELR Steel Challenge. This is our first year going to that one, and our friend over in North Dakota went to that one. Friend of Ross's also.
Joel.
Oh, Carrie Thompson.
Carrie
Thompson as
Yep.
well.
Yeah.
So Carrie was telling me a little bit about last year. It wasn't a match I was really gonna jump into, but Ryan's like, dude, let's go do this one. And I'm like, I already got all the details from Carrie on this one. You got some of the top shooters in the country that go to this match.
Dude, that'd be a fun match to go to. And granted,
That's
I wouldn't deal with it either.
People better,
but
you will never learn.
The whole idea of that match really intrigues me.
See, I'm taking my 300 PRC to this match. Ryan, I'm gonna let him tell you what you're shooting.
338 Edge.
Okay, cool. Heck yeah.
Oh, Ross's nipples just got hard.
No, my shoulder started hurting. I was like, that's recoil right there. I mean,
Now, see, where you guys are shooting those big behemoths, right? Dalton and I probably go a little different on this. And I think we're on the same page here.
Yeah.
7 Sherman short mag.
That would be
What?
a good one.
what the hell is a
A lot
7
of guys
Sherman?
posted up about
So-
that.
Really? You don't know what a 7 Sherman short mag is?
Dude,
Holy shit.
most days I can barely remember my own name, okay? I don't know what a 7 Sherman is. What is it?
Okay,
have
7
no
Sherman
need-
short mag is like an improved version of a Remington SOM.
Okay.
Yep.
It is more powder capacity, better brass life. It's almost like an Ackley improved version of a cartridge, but it's, correct me if I'm wrong, it's a 38-degree shoulder.
35, if I'm not mistaken. So
35?
Rick
I'm gonna
Sherman
look that up real quick.
developed this years ago. Yeah, I'll say years, within the last 5 anyway. The thing that really catch my eye about it is he bumps the shoulder back, and you actually shorten the case off the SOM overall case length a little bit, and you're able to run, say in the Sherman, a 180 class bullet in a short action magazine while still having all the advantages of the SOM being improved.
But
So
that's a lot of recoil, isn't it?
Say it again.
That's a lot of recoil, isn't it?
No, it really isn't.
Ross,
Man,
mine
I've
takes less
shot
than a
some 7
243.
SOMs and now 270 WSMs. Man, the recoil really ain't that bad. With a good break, it's pretty manageable. I mean, no,
Well,
What
on
were
top
you
of
saying, Ryan?
Mine kicks
I'm
less
sorry?
than a 243.
yeah.
How about
So
See-
my 300 PRC, I have a 2-pound recoil Mercury dampering system in mine.
Where is Ross at? Is he down there?
yeah,
That
I'm
dude
down here.
in the corner. Yeah, you are. I can see the wheels turning. You're like, hey, buddy, I need one of these.
No. I'm sitting down here in this corner going, these guys are trying to make a man of me, and it ain't going to work.
But no, on a serious note, man, with the Sherman stuff, if you join the Facebook page, Rick Sherman has a really good following with the Sherman Wildcat page, as well as a very good website.
See, I've gotten
I hope
invited
you-
out to his shop, so I might go out there one of these days.
That'd be intriguing. I would love to spend a day with Rich. I think Rich is a very cool man.
See, another caliber I would look at is the 25 SST.
I debated on building a 6 SST. I think that'd be a really cool caliber.
He's trying to talk me into a 25 SST.
The 25, he's hung up on quarter bore stuff. I think he needs to build him a freaking SST.
See, there's a couple PRS shooters that are shooting the 6.5 SST this year.
Yep, exactly.
And they're hitting shit left and right. I
think that would be the ultimate NRL hunter build gun, in my opinion. But anyway,
we're going to do it on 25 Creedmoor for a little bit.
That'd be fun. I don't know. I look at some of those things, and I really am a wuss. I look at it and I go, I don't respond to the concussion as well. And it's probably less recoil than the concussion, to be honest with you. Putting in, I had a real shitty pair of earplugs when I first started shooting, and I think I got a bad habit established. And It's taken a lot of years to burn that, and I'm finally getting over it. And quite frankly, that it causes me some apprehension. To shoot a big bore with a large concussion, I'm worried I would go back to doing it. The irony of that is when I shoot my little 6BR in my front yard off my bench, my wife tells me it shakes the house.
I just have to say, on a 6 Creedmoor, whenever I first started getting into PRS, I bought I ain't going to say the name of the brake, but the brake wasn't really the problem. It's just me as a shooter. The brake was very aggressive and put a lot of the blast back on you, and I started noticing, man, I developed a freaking flinch on a damn 6 Creedmoor because of the brake. You were anticipating dirt and crap being blown back in your face, and I didn't realize it till later. I went with a different brand of brake, Patriot Valley Arms Jet 4. Man, I owe that man Josh Kuntz more weight in gold than that brake's worth, because that helped me a lot, because not only did it help that recoil pulse in your face, but it made me realize I had a freaking bad habit. I had to brake shooting. But anyway.
See, my favorite brake when I start shooting my Magnum rifles is my Control Solutions.
And that's what I'm running as well now.
Yeah, I mean, Jeremy Control did a lot of science and it did a lot of tests and research development on those brakes. Is that
not bad either. That's on
or MDT.
See, now, Ryan, I'm probably going to have to come down to your place one of these days and try and be a man for an afternoon.
Yeah, we'll take you down south here, and we got a range. We can get out to
your wife will appreciate it.
I bet his wife threw a party every time he leaves.
I have a 17-year-old lady, a young lady, 98 pounds.
That was a good one.
That was my 338 already.
See, I used to have a 338, and every time I shot it, I cried a little. Well, that's a nice break.
With this break here, easily, the MDT break, and this is the old one, right? They've got a new one now. But with this one, it sends the blast back. And you can feel it bust over your shoulder. The other one I got here, it's just a Bagar. It's just a generic idea of what I'm showing. But some of the ports in this one are straight.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't agree with this one either. I switched to a Hawkins tank brake, the self-timing tank brake. For several reasons on it, but the blast coming back over my shoulder was driving me nuts, man. It was really, like you were talking about, getting me in some bad habits, almost a half-ass flinch.
I really want one of these brakes right here.
Pretty well retired these, if anybody wants one.
I'll tell you what really convinced me and really opened my eyes on the rifle I was shooting.
Oh, okay.
Running me into some bad habits was I used to smoke, and I was shooting one day, and I lit a cigarette, and I was laying prone. So I put it in my left hand, and I laid my left hand on the ground next to me. And when I shot, the brake directed so much back that it blew the ashes off my cigarette. And I went, well, I don't think I need that much noise in my ear.
Yep.
Yes,
I feel you.
The bad habits a person can develop from
Right.
equipment that isn't quite as good as, because honestly, when you're starting out, you really don't know any better. You find something that you think looks good, and just because it looks nice doesn't necessarily mean it works nice.
Man,
I
with
can
that
agree.
being said, I have fought stocks most of my life, and I have just now, within the last year and a half, found
Well, you got them little bitty Donald Trump hands.
exactly.
It's gonna feel so big in his hand this tonight.
Small fingers.
They all tell me
no.
I got. But wait. Funny thing. I know. He's gonna be mad at me. I cut him
Go
off.
for it.
But so at Recon by Fire, at 22 range, we were shooting. I was on the chain bed.
Yeah.
On a chain bed.
Oh shit!
And I had a piece of 22 brass get hung up in the breech, and I went to send the bolt home, and it didn't go, and I pulled it back. I even pulled it out and looked through there, and I'm like, I don't see anything hung up, but it's 110 fucking degrees, and it's hot. I can't see, and I'm fat, so I'm just sweating like crazy. So I put the bolt back in, and I just send it home, and I shear the arms bolt handle right off. It goes right off the end of off the chain bed, and I'm like, well, this is on stage 3.
Oh,
Of a 12-stage match, because we were
24.
No, 24 stage. Yeah, sorry, 24. We were shooting or whatever it was. We were shooting however many stages it was in the day, and then we were going to come back at night and shoot a night match on it. And yeah, so what ended up happening, a friend of mine and that's where they come up with the bear paw thing. They're like, hey, bear paws. He just, but there went my bolt handle. But so I will say, Bagara must machine stuff fairly consistently, because a friend of ours in our squad, me and him started sharing a bolt. He would take it out of his gun, hand it to me. I'd stick it in my gun and shoot the stage. I think I still finished 10th. I finished 10th with somebody else's bolt in my gun.
that would be the weirdest pre-stage questions. Shooter, are you ready? Hang on. Do I have my bolt? Yep, I'm good.
It happened every stage for the rest of the day.
Shooter, is your bolt back? Some bitch, I ain't got my bolt.
Anyway, sorry, I interrupted your stock talk.
Okay, well, I'm gonna interrupt you here in a second, because when you said about the small hand joke, this just reminded me of Deadpool.
The Deadpool thing.
It's gonna feel so big in this hand.
Oh my god. Okay, so I love Deadpool, and
Fuck yeah, dude.
There was one day that I may have had more to drink than I should have, and somebody made a comment about, the
Wasn't that when we were shooting in your front yard?
It very well could have been. Somebody made the comment of, you got little hands, or looks big, and I was like, no, it still doesn't. I live in the winter up here. My shit shrinks up so much, I end up with a pimple on my ass, okay? But, now here's the but. I haven't shut up in 40 years. So if you think my wife married me for my dick size, I got another thing to show you. Here's my best flex of all time.
Eric, I hope you weren't planning on getting. Oh yeah.
Well, this wasn't going to be monetized anyway.
For this. Any kind of monetization Derek wanted just went way on.
Well, you can edit it in post.
The words Donald Trump, and you're talking about dick size, and who knows?
Actually, I was talking about lack of. Yeah. Vera and Stubby, those are her two names.
You want to be on TV? Come here. Come here. No. My 7-year-old just walked in the room.
I think this is rated 17 plus.
Oh, he's used to me.
Oh man! So with the 22 stuff down south, you guys, how many matches do you shoot a year like that?
Shit, last year, how many?
Last year, our local club series had 37. Yeah, that was my response as well as a match director, as I have one once a month.
I'm sorry, I'm not the greatest at math, but once a month would be 12. 37 is way more than that. What?
So
Shazam, Rock, that's some 37. I don't even do that much in 5 years.
Congratulations,
Okay.
Lynn Johnson.
So, from my understanding, the reason why that number came about was this was the first full year of the PRS Rimfire series, and they wanted to really drive the idea home and give people plenty of opportunity to shoot this and get involved. Can't say it didn't work. It did. We got a lot of new shooters, man.
how many shooters did we have? It was like 300.
300 participated. Not all of them, obviously.
No, over the course of the
consistently.
season.
Over the course of the season, we had over 300. And I have to say, as a match director, I had one once a month, and every match I had at least one new shooter. It was awesome. I mean, anymore, man, I get more enjoyment out of seeing new guys come in and trying to help them and teach them what little bit I can, because I'm not an instructor. I'm just an idiot that failed until he found what worked. But anyway, now with the NWLR series, with me and Chris organizing that, and with the help of Bud and Cully, we're doing a match a month. And with us being spread out across 3 states, it gives everybody kind of a chance to travel, meet new people, shoot with new guys, get acquainted. Something I feel like our local series, don't get me wrong, I love the people I shoot with in our local series, but we don't diverse or have newcomers a whole lot. I mean, it's the same 60 to 100 guys every match. So
Now, do you guys have those special ed guys that come out and shoot the 6BR too?
So,
All right, so
let me ask
serious
you guys a
question here now.
how
Go
many different series do you guys shoot, or do you just focus on one series?
So we
This
have a
year
new
I'm
series
going
that
to-
started up here a couple of years ago called the WPR, the Western Precision Rifle Series. And I joined in last year late. So this is my first year actually shooting the WPR. And it's all around between Wyoming, North Dakota, and Montana. So,
How about you, Ryan?
This year, I'm just doing the WPR and the ELR stuff with Derek. I'm just getting into the ELR stuff, so we'll see where that goes. We have big plans between the two.
yeah.
He's mentioned a couple 2-gun stuff out where he's at. I'm capable and have everything for that, but do I need another hobby? Do I need another price to add on to what I already do? I mean,
See, same with F-Class for me.
I'm working on getting a lathe. My goal is I've built this 338. I went out to my buddies and I told him, here's the money, shut down your shop. I own you for 5 days. Let's do this. And he agreed.
Amen.
He's like, okay, I like cash. And he went to the bar while I worked. And he looked over my shoulder while I worked. Then we went to the bar. But I learned a ton of stuff in 5 days. I learned everything that I didn't know. Let's put it that way, okay? I knew what I knew, but I didn't know what I didn't know, and I wanted him to teach me because he does all my work, most of it. This barrel he did not, unfortunately, for this 22 Creed, but I do have another 22 Creed that's a tack driver that he did do. And yes, I could just have him do all my work.
Hell yeah, 22 Creed.
But yeah, I've got multiples. There's no question about that.
Hey,
Wait. What you did on the other day? What was it? The ball blood.
I'm just too hands-on. I want to be in control of my own stuff.
See, and I have a completely.
And I'm right there with you. I'd like to get a lathe. I've got a small mill. Not enough, obviously, but I'd like to add on to my shop. I genuinely have pretty much like zero interest in doing stuff for people outside of my immediate circle.
This is why I have not bought a production lane. I mean, like, I can go buy a Grizzly tomorrow. You know, I can make it happen. But
I would be his number one customer.
I want to find a used one. So if I don't want to do stuff for people other than Derek and I and Ross, if he says I'm good enough in the end, you know. Yeah.
Oh, dude. Leave it to the pursuit of accuracy to have to make this comment.
They tell mine.
I'm sorry, Ryan. I had to put that up.
Hey,
hang on. ELR, you know what I think about that.
We're all special in one way.
Yeah, for me in this area, I'm still butthurt over the loss of Border Wars. I'm going to tell you that point blank. I was very disappointed that the Border Wars went away.
Preach it.
I know why.
Put up a comment and we love it.
Yep, I know why Travis did it. He kind of got pushed into a corner. It's just kind of unfortunate. So for me, I try and find as many small independent matches as I can. I am signed up for the Western Precision Rifle, but there's also matches down in South Dakota and some in Montana and North Dakota here that are not really linked with me, but I like to go shoot them because really great match directors. We have some really good directors up here that do a very, very good job at what they do.
Ross, you know who's the one that does the one over McVille?
McVille? Yeah, that's Doug. Doug Strauss. He put on those matches over there.
And the landowner is amazing.
Oh, he is stupid crazy cool. His little daughter brings out a bucket of cookies and sells cookies at the match. It is absolutely.
Some of the best
he's got a
I've
great
ever
venue.
Eaten. It's just great.
Yeah. And, that was North Dakota's first NRL match. I really felt like we were starting to get where we were going to have some big 2-day matches in the area. We had, the South Dakota Steel, I think, was an NRL, and then we had one in Montana and then one in North Dakota over the last couple of years that were all NRL. And I was like, oh, this is going to be great.
The landowner in McVille also has land in Hazen through his in-laws and was willing to start one there with my help.
Oh, just kick a man while he's down, Ryan. Just lay the boots to me.
Let's talk about the NRL stuff for a minute, because honestly, when we went to SHOT Show, you can ask Ryan, when we went to the NRL meeting that night, I was kind of like up in the air. I didn't go in with an open mind. I was kind of pissed off
He was
that they got rid of the Border War series, because there was actually supposed to be a Border War match up in Great Falls, Montana. That was all set. I was supposed to do it. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm going to do my first NRL match. It'll be a Border War match before I ever do the NRL Hunter fucking shit. I mean, I was pissed when they were like, oh, we're getting rid of Border Wars. We're going to go to the NRL Hunter. It's like, fucking just let it go. I mean, I was so fucking pissed that night. I was going to let them have it.
Oh,
but guess what? No one from the NRL showed up, but we all drank the fucking beer and had a great time anyway.
Yeah, it was cool. Ultimate Reloader we hung out with and visited.
Pete from Impact Shooting, Rusty from Impact Dynamics. Big shout out to them. Fucking Rusty, man, that boy can fucking drink. I got a video on Instagram. You guys go check it out.
Hey, wait a minute. What is that match we're talking about? So, like, obviously, I've said I was building an NRL Hunter gun a couple times here.
NRL
Expo Challenge.
Yeah, so there is the NRL Hunter Comp Expo Hunter Challenge, July 20th through the 24th in Grand Junction, Colorado.
See, here's the thing I don't like about the NRL Hunter. Now I'm gonna get on my fucking soapbox here for a minute. I'm gonna drink a sip of whiskey, and anybody who shoots NRL Hunter can suck my dick. I'm gonna get on my fucking soapbox here for a minute. I want to see any of these fucking competition shooters take a fucking 270 fucking Winchester and shoot that motherfucker in the match. Now we're not even gonna get magazines. We're gonna get blind fucking magazines. Fuck this shit, and you're running stock ammunition too. No dope, no nothing. Let's see if you can fucking do it. Because
That's
honestly, I am so fucking done. I haven't shot an NRL Hunter match. I thought about shooting the one next weekend, but it's not a waste of my fucking time.
No, it's not. Anything that increases your proficiency with a rifle is not a waste of time. I'm sorry, I got to disagree with you on that.
No. It's just everything about the NRL Hunter. How many of these people are going to take a $20,000 fucking MDT carbon fiber chassis rifle out fucking hunting? The only way I'm going to take that rifle is if I'm going to Alaska, because on a bush plane you're only allowed to have 35 fucking pounds. And that's including your food, your fucking tent, and your fucking clothes.
Okay, Derek.
Yeah, I ain't doing that.
Shit to use it.
Huh?
I buy my shit to use it.
Exactly. Hey, I shoot Accutech. I don't give a shit about the weight of the fucking bipod. Like everybody else. Oh my god, it's too light or too heavy.
So I'm gonna kick in here, Derek. The
biggest
thing, you got on your soapbox.
Here
I'm kicking it out from underneath.
Mr. Heartbreak Kid himself.
Oh, baby! Let me tell you this, brother. If you're gonna look at the NRL Hunter, you gotta remember the biggest challenge out there is finding the targets. You dig it? Okay, but I've heard
blind, so he can't find those.
So
fuck.
for me, I look at the NRL Hunter. I think I've heard of very, very good shooters in the NRL PRS circuit going to NRL Hunter matches and getting their asses handed to them, because if you can find the target, they got no problem hitting it. It's identifying it, figuring out where it is.
Exactly. But the thing is, I'm not bashing on the NRL Hunter series. What
you
pisses
did?
Me off is, yeah, you're right, I did. But what pisses me off is that they got rid of the Borderlands series, they got rid of the Two Gun series, they got rid of all the stuff that made NRL what it was.
Yeah, but I don't think they had a choice. Now I'm going to get on a little bit of Shannon K kick here. All right, boys, get you ready.
Oh shit, he's breaking out Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah. Everybody can sit back and enjoy the show, because controversy creates cash, as Eric Bischoff said. I think that Shannon is a very smart businessman, and I think what he is doing with the PRS is focused on promoting his product, whether it be K&M or PRS. Doing things like saying, if you hold their match, I won't run one at your range, or if you hold one of my matches, you can't run of theirs, is very good for his business, not for the shooting community. If I'm a match director and I can't hold two matches from two competing clubs, that's money out of my pocket.
Yep,
exactly.
So I don't like that he did that. That the NRL was put into a bad set because it's a not-for-profit organization. And Shannon K is out to make money. I got no problem with somebody making money. I think Shannon is brilliant. I don't think he's nice, and that's okay. That works for him. He's doing quite well. He's doing better than I am. I don't have my own precision rifle series.
No, but Ross, you said it best there. Shannon is an excellent businessman, but he's not for the shooting community. Case in point.
He is if they're supporting him. He's very good with the politics, but it's very much like what he was doing there was, I want to rule precision rifle shooting, and anyone who gets in my way is going to crumble. The best, I make jokes about wrestling references all the time, but Shannon K is like Vince McMahon of the shooting world. He saw NRL as WCW coming up, taking some of his thunder, and he crushed the rating war. He bought WCW. He did what he needed to do, and that's what Shannon did. I can't fault Shannon for his business acumen. I think he is brilliant when it comes to business.
No, but we can fault him for being a douchebag.
I'm gonna say that Every time I've talked to him, I've walked away thinking that guy's going to kick my ass, but it's damn near worth the shot to the nose.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to now, all of us have shot steel, but when it comes down to it, can you take that shot that would take somebody's life? I can.
I'm a heartless bastard, absolutely.
I got about 12 people in this world I like. The rest are just cannon fodder.
Hopefully I'm one of the 12.
I'm on this, aren't I?
Right?
It's all compartmentalized.
Here,
the way
I'm
I
going to
look
put
at
you...
that question there
So you
is-
guys can talk for a minute. I'm going to go grab a beer real quick.
Yeah. So
What were you saying up there?
to finish his question off, it's like for me, I don't know. Hopefully, I never have to make that decision, but I think I know which way I'd go. But till we get there, hopefully, I don't have to think about it too much.
Yeah, if somebody's threatening me, I'm going to hesitate a lot longer than I will if somebody's threatening my wife or my kids. If
Absolutely.
somebody's threatening my wife and my kids, I have zero compassion, zero pity, and zero regret. If they're threatening me,
Worth a lot
let's
less
talk
than
about
theirs.
it for a little bit, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, getting
No.
back to the NRL Shannon K fight, I feel like if Shannon K is going to hear about this and get all pissed off at me, that's fine. Here's the thing I'm going to say, and I'll say it to Shannon. Mr. Shannon K, we were starting to get national two-day matches up in the North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana area.
Where were nobody?
Yeah, well, he found a way to make the other company leave, so you better bring some matches up here. That's it. I mean, that's all it boils down to. Bring some matches up here,
Yeah,
because
I
we've
mean,
got guys that wanted to run two-day matches up here. All you got to do is get a hold of them. Yeah.
We'll find the place. We'll find the time.
I don't know. You know, I've ran a match in Minot, and you know, you've said, you know, you guys over at Midwest Long Range have done match directing and running once a month. Saints, because I could not do it. I'd have way more gray hair or none at all. That'd be it.
And I'm going to be honest with you. When you're talking about directing the match, you're talking about directing the center fire match. I have only directed rimfire matches, and I don't want to take anything away from the guys that direct rimfire matches, because it's not a chore. It's a fruitless labor. I mean, if you want to give to the community and provide like I do, I'll be honest, I love that aspect of it. I will do it, absolutely. I will put in the hour, the time, the money, whatever it takes to bring in new shooters and serious shooters to give them an avenue to come and shoot. But at the same time, when you're talking about directing a center fire match, I've never done it. So I hate to speak and say that my work equated to what you would, because I would say it probably wouldn't, if that makes sense. But anyway.
Why do you feel that it wouldn't equate? Is it just because they shoot farther, or I mean?
I'll be honest with you. It's not only the distance. You don't have to have the distance to mess with. And where we are geographically, that's a hard thing. A lot of distance to play with.
It's hard to find anything past 800 yards.
Absolutely. Well, hell, 800 yards is a stretch. I'll be honest. Most are good shooting. Well, we don't have any good shooting ranges or clubs around here for the most part. Most of them are 300 and in. And for as farmers,
We got to drive a good hour and a half, 2 hours
Easy.
to get to a good range.
to shoot 1,000. If I want to true a gun at 1,000, I'm spending all day to do it, because I got to drive 2 hours to do it. Now, at the same time, you guys talk about driving several hours to go from match to match. Yeah, I know. Yeah, but what I'm getting at is,
No, Ross, he's got
even though
1,000
I
in
got to
front
drive
of
to do that, there is nowhere to do it. It's
See,
not available.
This is where I'm spoiled.
Well, yeah, not only that, but the ranges are membership ranges. We don't have public land, to go shoot
Okay.
on.
Yeah.
That's one thing out west you guys have that we do not have. We are landlocked. If you find a public range in the state of Missouri, I highly doubt it's more than 300 yards long.
And not only that, I'm a son of a farmer. We have over 1,000 acres of farmland. But with that being said, I can't shoot on it because we have livestock and crops on it. So beyond hunting
It makes it tough.
deer 300 yards on the end, you're not shooting on it.
See, and this is where I'm spoiled. I literally walk out my front door, and I have a shooting bench with 635 yards in front of me. And when I want to shoot about to 1,100, I drive over a hill, and I've got a target at 1070.
So, word of advice,
know.
just bring some 13-year-old scotch to him. You can use the range.
Yeah, I'll even run a spotting scope. You bring a bottle of scotch, I am your bitch for the day.
Well,
I'll bring in some 12-year-old rye when I come up next time.
No,
we
I
drink brown,
love.
don't we?
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. So when you guys like
You drank like my whole bottle of peach crown.
I didn't pay for it.
So when you guys talk about not having big ranges, the match I ran in Minot was we only had about, I think, 630 yards was our longest target, but we didn't have a lot of room left and right to work with. It was a Border Wars match. We literally set up 4 stages. Everybody shot 4 stages. They went and ate lunch. Me and the other match director changed out the 4 stages so we could have an 8-stage match. And we just controlled it. We just controlled it with, you had barriers and wobbly ones. I still get cussed out for my cattle panel. And we'd run it with, time limits and target size. Oh, I love rooftops. I love me some rooftops.
This bitch over here ain't never built a roof in his life. He don't understand pitch.
My range has a rooftop prot that I get cussed out every time I use it.
Wait, it's pitch? I thought it was you were supposed to put an angle on it to make people bitch.
So, anyway, you guys come up to me all the time. Hey, man, let's put some slats on your rooftop. Let's put some slats or some 2x4s. That way we got somewhere to stand on your rooftop. And I ask them, does your fucking roof have slats? Well, no. Well, what the fuck would mine? The only motherfucker that has a roof with slats on it, he fights me every damn time I use it.
You're my friend.
Man, I got a knee problem, and I got a big old belly in between. You know how hard it is to crunch over and shoot off that damn raggedy thing?
Preach it, brother. Preach it.
Hey, man.
Testify.
So I'm betting when you make people shoot off that roof, you tell them no feet on the ground too, don't you?
I do, absolutely. You damn well you tried to game the damn thing.
That is a dick move. I love it.
On the last one we shot, he said your feet cannot be touching the ground. Well, he's got a frame built around this thing on the bottom. There's a 2x4. And one of the guys in my squad, older guy, well, I say older guy, he's in his 50s, but he's a really good friend of mine. I give him a lot of crap.
He's almost qualified for the AARP.
Another friend, we're watching him. He gets up there and he puts his foot on that 2x4 and he gets on there, and both of us called bullshit on that. We said, get your fucking foot back up there on that rooftop. We suffered, you will.
There's always one guy that'll find a way to game it, isn't there?
Right?
And man, I don't know. I ain't been match directing super long. I mean, we're talking 2.5 years, but I even got to the point to where I had to put in the KOIL stage, you have to shoot the target. You cannot shoot the stem or the hanger on the target. Because I would literally go after every match and look at my KYL racks, and they would shoot the top of the fucking target where the stem and the hanger met, just to get the son of a bitch to move.
I can teach you. I can tell you how to fix that problem.
It moves.
No,
What's that?
the way you fix that problem is don't make them metal pieces that come down. Put that sumbitch on an old fire hose hanging down there. They'll drill right through it, and the target will wiggle a little bit. But nope, that sumbitch has got to move more than a foot to count as a hit.
Fire hose
See,
is there
my
about-
first-
Been in plenty of squads where you get that guy turn around and goes, it wiggled.
Yeah.
See, my first year at the Badly and Steel Challenge, I hit the target at 9:45. Well, I didn't hit the target, I hit the fucking pole. I shot right through that fucking T-pole. I was like, hey, I should get fucking points for that because that goddamn thing was harder to hit than the fucking target.
So, Ross,
Yeah.
I found some stuff out the other day. We may have to talk. I may have a new piece of property that I may be able to sport a match on
Oh.
in local hometown.
Oh.
Oh, looks like I'm coming over to Dickinson.
You have my attention, sir.
So as
As long as you don't smash your fucking hand on the glass.
A nice brick in it, and we can roll from my cabin where we're at, and we can use all the property there because he bought it all. We can use mine, his, and work through the other neighbors with permission. I'm positive I can get permission. They have no cows on it for the next 2 years. We may be able to work this out to where people don't have to roll, or we can roll them from one parking spot to the next, and do 2 sections. And it'll be in the cool Badlands and neat stuff, as long as we have enough rain.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean,
There-
I'm talking angles, I'm talking fun, I'm not talking, shooting from the top of the canyon down to the bottom of the canyon, 400 to 800 yards, 900 yards. We can even stretch one out. There's a couple we can stretch out. The only problem is
Nice.
we keep them off the actual live prairie dogs until we get done.
Yeah.
Bonus
So
points.
you were talking about having to write shit in the match book about certain requirements, and I don't think it was the year, Derek, that I met you up there, but they had a spinner out there, and I love spinners. To quote my Star
You
Wars
need both.
geekdom, spinners are my
yeah.
speciality. I love them. They had
So,
I tried to teach him. He just don't get it.
the biggest advice I've ever given people on spinners is shoot a half second before you think you need to. But anyway, so he had a spinner out there.
I apologize.
Oh,
he
I said,
shoot a half second before you need to.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Because when your brain sees it hit where you think you need to shoot, that time it takes for your brain to go, oh, there it is, squeeze. It's too far. Shoot a half second before you think you need to. But so on the spinner stage, they had on there, it said, shoot the spinner 3 times. You get a point for each time you spin the spinner, and then you move on to the next one. Well, his assumption was is everybody was going to take 3 shots to spin it. Well, I got lucky. My 0 was actually at the bottom of my dot on my scope, so I hit low, and I got a lot of leverage on that thing. And I hit it once, I hit it twice, and it started spinning, and I thought, I got to hit it again. So I smoked it again, and then I moved to the next target. Well, the way he had written it was you have to spin the spinner, and for every spin, it was a point. Well, when it's already spinning hard and you smoke it again, that thing went like 30 times around. So I walked up to him and I said, hey, I love the way this is written because that means I get like 30 points, right? And he looked at me and he went, that's not what I meant. Yeah. So I took my 3 points and went with it, but I mean, it's one of those things that, you do have to sometimes get really picky on the way you say things in those matchbooks.
So, it's kind of funny because my recent match, go ahead, Chris.
Oh, no, I was going to say, that damn recent match you did with he did a spinner, but you don't get no points for the spinner. You get points, you got to hit the spinner to open the window to hit the target behind it.
So I done more or less my pseudo version of a loophole target where you move the spinner to see it. And I didn't realize till I had that match how many people have trouble shooting spinners. And for our local circle, we have here. I had to host a seminar after the match on how to shoot a fucking spinner.
Will you send me that video?
Hey Ryan, I got a spinner in the front yard. When you and Derek come up to do some training before the Badlands Steel, I'll make sure that spinner's out there and we'll work on it.
We need to. I need
Yep.
that.
It
Unless
was
I'm shooting
now
this
we
one,
got
of
a
course.
new. Oh yeah, so I've
That
got
one ain't
something,
my
a
spinner
friend
ain't taking that.
And
My skill does it 100.
my buddy Stan Martin, he runs a CNC shop down there. He does some of my targets and stuff for me, and he's in northern Arkansas, but he's a rimfire shooter with us. He cut me out this really cool target, and it looks like a target, right? It's got like a circle target. You have your center target. It has a center punch, and then it's got 4 quadrants around it, all in a circle, but they're all on their own hangers, right?
Oh, I don't think I'm going to like this at all.
Well,
Ross, word of advice: shoot a half a second in advance. No.
Well, this thing isn't going to spin, but I tell you what, we got. I brought this up to a few people, and all of you guys shoot, so I'm interested to see what you think. But your shots on this target don't matter; they're going to be color coordinated, right? 5 colors. Obviously, you want the one in the middle, but all those colors coordinate to different targets at different distances.
Oh.
And so you're picking your target, which one you're going to hit if you can hit it, right? So you're aiming for the little one because that's the closest. You don't get to set your dope card up like a stage, right? You get to set your dope card up like, okay, well, blue is at this distance, red is at this distance, this is at that distance. So you take your shot at there. Well, I missed the center, I hit right. Upper right, well, that's red, so that's 230 yards. Shit, I gotta dial this shit. It's hard to plan that, but that's what we're thinking for a stage. Maybe a 12-rounder, 12 or 15-round stage.
Yeah, 5-minute time limit, because my dumbass is gonna forget where every target is. I'll be like, bang! Oh, I got my wind wrong. Now I got a purple. 20 seconds?
120.
Oh, I was like, 20 seconds? Are you guys smoking crack down there?
2 minutes. 2 minutes. So that is one thing, big difference between rimfire and centerfire. You guys get what, 90 seconds?
Nah.
Depends upon the match.
Well, okay. Yeah. Well, in WPR, it depends on your ranking.
2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on your ranking in WPR. If you're a C, you get 3 minutes. If you're B, you get 2.5. If you're an A, you get 2.
Damn.
Shit, I'm going to shoot with these.
No shit.
So how does that work? Now, how does that work when you're unrated? When you just get started, do you start at C?
C.
Oh,
wait,
damn.
My slow, out of shape ass is going to have 3 minutes to shoot?
3 fucking minutes.
Oh, dude, I can take a nap.
I got to consider it.
I was unrated last time, so yeah.
When we went to we went to Sydney, and I didn't shoot that match like I said, but they had like 48-mile-an-hour winds, and my buddy
48 mile an hour on the Kestrel, 25 constant.
Jesus.
Yeah.
With a 22 Creedmoor.
3 minutes is not enough time.
Than I thought I would.
You go to the house. That's one of them deals. You show up with if I show up with a 22 long rifle, and the wind is going like 30 mile an hour, I look at it and I say, well, this is just a waste of fucking ammo. I'm going home. This shit's this.
See, I would grab my spotting scope.
With him, that's bad.
30-32.
Ugh.
Ugh. Yeah.
I'll be darned if my windage wasn't almost all the way on, and most of the reason I missed most of my shots that day were because I thought I should have more because it was a little 22 Creedmoor. Do never second
What
guess
green
your
bullet are you
program.
shooting?
What grain bullet you shooting, Ryan?
95 SMKs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're bucking win.
Yeah, you're bucking win, man. I'm shooting 75 grain AMAXs.
Yep.
They're like
I got them in the other
34,
rifle.
Yep, dude. I've got.
Dude,
my
I shoot
20
75s on a 223 AI. Fuck.
Not at
Do what?
4,000.
Huh.
But no, out to like I think it's 780 or 600 or 800. Dude, that 75 going 34 freaking 15 don't have no wind drift at all until you get to 800. Then it just falls on its fucking face. But
No, you just
anyway.
still had no fucking barrel life.
Well,
that's fine, man. I'll barrel again.
I'm at 20. I'm about 29 to 3,000.
Or you're like the guy who said the other night that you're.
Drop it.
Oh, sorry, Ryan.
I'm running that three. I'm gonna figure I'm right at 3,100 feet per second right about now, with 95 grain SMKs and 4831 shortcut.
Hell yeah. Now, what twist did you go with on the 95s?
1 and 7.
1 and 7. Okay. Do you have any trouble with jacket separation?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, cool.
I do want the light
That's
one.
something that, man, I
Barrel.
see all the time on the 22. But on the 22 trade forms, man, that's something guys just, it's all the time talked about. And I've never delve into getting anything faster.
Yep, I love that stuff. I got about 12 pounds to recover.
That's the shit I'm going to be using on the 243 AI. Hey, I got one of those on layaway.
Ross, you're not showing nothing. I got one of those too.
That fucking thing's empty. Ain't nobody in the country got none of that shit.
I do. It's on layaway.
Hey,
Now we know. Hey, I need a loan. We know we got all the money.
Hey, I
Right.
tell you what. When
Hurry, sis, if you sons of bitches got any reloader 16 you want rid of, I want to hear about it.
Yeah, we need reloader 16, please.
I have
a
not
couple years
seen any
ago
of
when
that.
a couple years ago when everything went crazy and powder was starting to get hard to find, my wife looked at me and said, you know, if you want to keep shooting, you probably need to buy a bunch of powder. What kind of budget do you need? And
That was a bad question for her to ask.
yeah, it
Right.
very much was. I went insane for about a week.
You guys don't want to see my primer closet.
I have maxed the credit card out in a heartbeat.
I'd have melted the credit card, pull them the fuck down.
Nation mode.
I'm pretty fortunate. I work part-time at a gig that gets a lot of that stuff in, not to mention I am my own FFL. So
Hell yeah.
wherever I can find it. Well, camera. Derek, where are you at? There you go.
Yep.
That's that Ross thing. I can't figure out which way the camera wants. Derek up there, he sweet talked me into a Vargate, and I happen to have one more sitting there, and he calls me, he's like, how about 4350? I said, how many you want? And he says, I said, you want an 8-pounder? I said, I got one on layaway, and I can put another one on layaway tomorrow.
Yeah, that's for Matt. We're going to be doing that one tomorrow.
Oh,
So,
but I get
I bought a
lonely in my
Vargate
gun
the other
room.
day just because I haven't shot Vargate.
But we
Everybody
gotta bring Blake Tracy back to fucking the Badlands though.
Oh, brah. We'd have fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, these guys up here, though, need to come out and visit. Definitely.
Dude, you got to, man. You guys got to come and do some P-dogging with
Even
us.
if they
and
just
shit
want
like
to come shoot P-dogs, we rent the neighbor's cabin. I'll put you up for a couple days.
And if
Fuck
you need
yeah.
to zero,
Yeah.
if you need
no
to
kids,
zero
no
stuff,
Wi-Fi.
you can
Shit,
always
dude, that's
come
your
up here.
vacation.
The cabin
Yeah.
sleeps 6,
Yeah.
got a shower, everything's ready to go. We got a
What's the
400-yard
date?
steel range that his son puts up.
What's the date?
Let's go.
I got vacation time to burn, boys.
Me
Don't
too.
tempt me with
Shit.
a good time.
Hey, I'm bringing up a calendar right now.
240 hours vacation.
Oh,
Let's go.
Hey, Ryan.
Look, he get out the book. He said, hang on.
Well,
we going to put this one down.
the match is the 17th. You guys should fly in on the 13th. I'll be there on the 14th.
And I'll get you spots for the shoot. I know the owner. I'll sweet talk him.
Yeah, you will.
if you got some Varget, you might have to trade him, but we'll figure it out.
Hey, if they show up,
I think I got 1 pound of Varget.
Nah, ain't that much.
I got an extra.
Ryan, I
8
want to ask you, with your business, Boom Country Hydrographics, do you mess with Cerakote at all or any other type of coatings or
Ross,
just
you guys
hydrographics?
anybody?
I can't. We can't have guns on here.
We
No,
can't.
you can view it.
So you guys
can't
saw
touch
Ross's
it.
gun earlier, right?
Yeah, I did show them before you came up here. That
Hold on.
okay?
I gotta stop. Give me a second. I got to stop.
Okay, so everybody's
we're
got
getting
the everybody's got the black XLR chassis when I go to these matches, and I wanted something that kind of stood out a little bit more. So I called Ryan and was like, what should we do? How do I paint this, or what can I do? And I showed him a picture of Malcolm Reynolds' pistol off of Firefly, and he can do.
Hell yeah.
He did very well.
Hell yeah.
If there one at the Vortex Extreme a couple of years ago, and I painted it up. This is what my other 22 Creed sits in. It's just out right now because I decided I needed to play, and I wanted the same wrench on everything instead of running a Traumex barrel nut. I ended up going with the local guy that I got a wrench from. So
if you guys, well, Chris, you saw my purple 22. Ryan
yeah, I
did
did
that.
that too.
Good. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, he did my purple 22,
I
man.
follow Boom County Hydrographics on Instagram and look at all your stuff.
So you do mess with a lot of other coatings and different paints and stuff then, right?
I'll do KG. I'll do Cerakote. I'll do pretty much anything out there,
Duracoat.
including automotive paint if you really want, because I can clear coat that in
Awesome.
Cerakote. So you absolutely have to have Harley Davidson Sunset Orange. You send me $600 down. I'll go get the pint of paint, and we'll make that happen. But I can also, I'm getting pretty.
He says I'm a bit. What is the word you use?
Gaudy.
He thinks my guns are gaudy.
Oh, I'm a
no,
big
nah.
because I'm big and beautiful.
No. The XRS chassis is patriotic.
You know what? If Fat Albert wouldn't sue me
I
for
ain't heard
saying,
anything
hey,
about my XRS.
You should do a
Drugs
ripoff
and-
on that, Ryan. You should be like,
the white version of Fat Albert. I mean, really? I mean, what the hell?
you should do it.
Oh my god!
You should do a variation of that. It'd be like, Boom Country Hydrographics, hey.
We made
Yeah.
We've got lots of video in to go. I do have a hydrographics tank too. I can imprint different patterns on rifles. I don't like doing it because it's so expensive. People don't want to pay for the quality of work that it takes to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's why I've kind of catered back over to Cerakote and KG gun coat, Duracoat. I can do all the anodized colors. I'm set up with every one of those suppliers. I've learned my metals. I've learned my coatings. I have been doing this for 6 years, and I started a business.
Awesome.
I actually was in the archery business prior to that, so I love pretty. Okay.
Hell yeah.
I got a question. So I'm on your Instagram, like I'm looking at it right now, right?
Yep.
And I have a passion that goes outside of long range bolt guns. I like big lever action, big bore thumpers.
Like you just say, he likes big booties.
What did you say?
I said I thought you were gonna say you love big booties or something.
I can tear down lever actions and rebuild them tomorrow.
We don't do that.
Have you met mine already?
No, I
Fire
haven't.
restoration, I've done it all.
So
But,
you can
no,
do
I'm
lever
looking at
actions
the
like that,
model
Ryan?
That was really
Yes.
good.
Okay.
Yeah, with the two-tone.
Yep. If
Everything looks
anybody
real good.
wants to know, I can put you in touch with a gentleman I did a fire restoration on, a lever action that meant really near and dear to him. He took it to the gunsmith up north, said, hey, it works. I said, okay, I just don't want that liability. He says, nope, it fires, we're good. He brought it to me. I tore it down. Now, the gunsmith up north did put it back together, but I do know how to put them back together. I will tear down a revolver all the way to the last piece.
Hell yeah.
I have taken the time to learn to assemble this stuff back up. My 1911s, my son's 1911, he's actually Cerakoting for me. My son,
I wish I could show
he's
the
17,
1911.
he's turning 18. He is special needs, but he doesn't
Okay.
like crowds, okay? So he's
Hell
learning
yeah.
to Cerakote for me, and he's going to work for me during the day while I work 2 other jobs.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
He's gonna make $100+ a day working for me because I keep that busy. I have a cryptic job coming in next week. I have 2 other guns in the other room. I'm doing a restoration on a 300 Win Mag. A guy left in a storage unit. His son left in a storage unit. Guy calls me. He says, "How much to fix
Whoa.
this?" I said, $180. Let's fix it. I'm putting it back to blue, just like gun blue, just like that. I'm going to use KG gun coat on that one just to keep his price reasonable. You know, and then if he says, hey, I bagged it up, I can bring it up. I can airbrush it in with KG gun coat. I can't touch up Cerakote. I have to redo it. I can't Duracoat. I can touch up as long as I don't clear it. Ross's, but Ross's job, I'll be able to recreate that job real easy because I did it the way that I wanted to with his idea in mind. I mean,
That's really good because I may have an AR that'll be coming your way soon.
That's fine. I can outmatch it up with it still being different. I can make it look similar, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is what I love doing. I love making things look pretty. So I can guarantee you this guy right here, unfortunately, it won't be before we head for June. This is the Black Widow 2, and Scott McCree is very patriotic, so I can guarantee you that Widow will be blue. And
Black
there will
Widow.
be white and blue right here in the black section of that. Just to prove that it's all American. But I am also going to be the McCree Precision one coat. Like if you want a custom coat, that McCree Precision stock will come to me prior to coming out to you. It will
Nice.
add up 2 weeks on there, and I will do the custom paint job, and then it will ship out to you. I'm also going to be a McCree dealer, which we're proud of. I love my McCree chassis. I love my ACC chassis, but McCree's where it's at. I'm happy with my McCree's.
Hell yeah. Well, Ryan, real quick, with you sounding like a guy that has well-diverse in different coatings and applications of the such, and knowing what you know with your experience.
Oh, I know where you're going.
What's your opinion on?
At this
What's your
point, he knew
opinion
he
on
fucked up on asking this question.
on a custom bolt action? Bolt.
Inside and out.
Inside the receiver and on the bolt body.
Okay, hold on. Let me answer this while I show you.
Wait.
Okay.
Can we do guns?
We cannot show
No.
firearms.
Crap.
I may
Okay.
have fucked up.
Okay, when we go off live stream, we can show
Inside the
that.
bolt body, when we go off live stream, I will show you where I fucked up. Okay?
Okay.
The bolt.
Like I said, at that point, he knew he fucked up.
No issue.
What's your opinion on
Okay.
Cerakoting the inside of the receiver as well as the bolt body?
Inside the receiver, no issue.
Oh, okay. Here's
Okay.
the thing: they make a special Cerakote for bolt bodies.
Microsplit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Microsplit. Yep.
Correct. I didn't know about that in time, and the stuff I was using was a little too much. Okay? Because
Okay.
you'll see this color blue right here. Okay? The
Yep.
action and the bolt matches.
Okay.
This gun is completely 100%. My son actually is working on claiming this one too. And The only problem I have an issue with is the last part of the bolt where it locks up into the lugs.
Okay.
I wish I would have hydro-slicked. I wish I would have went a little thinner on my coat of the bolt body. It would have still looked the same, would have still been the same. Okay? But
Okay.
I did it on my own stuff first to make sure I knew what I was doing.
Gotcha.
So
Now, if somebody asks me, I will venture to say, okay, you want a custom color like this? Absolutely not. Sorry. Because that is gun candy. That has to be inside a clear, which is thicker. You know?
Okay.
If I can do it in
I get you.
or something like that, I have no problems with that. If I coat the inside of their action, absolutely no issue with any regular Cerakote out there. I will not clear it. I will not gun candy it. I will
Now,
not.
when you do that, do you end up with an issue like so? You know, Ross and I are both familiar with like the Curtis, right? And it's got a DLC coating on raw stainless. I mean, the raceways in that thing are like glass, man. You can just
So let me step in. This is where I know stuff. So
okay, hang on a second. Before you get going there, Derek, gentlemen, my phone's closing in on dying, so I am going to have to sign off. I just wanted to thank you guys for inviting me on today, and I've really enjoyed the conversation with all of you guys. Hopefully, at some point, I can come join you again if he doesn't ban me for talking about sizes.
Ross, you know you're welcome anytime, man. You're like a brother from another mother, man.
I hear you, man.
Ross,
I feel it.
It's good talking with you.
Have a good
yes,
night,
sir.
Ross.
Pleasure
Yes,
was
sir.
mine.
It's been great talking to you.
Take it easy, guys. Stay steady and shoot straight.
You too.
In small groups. No.
Yep.
We'll see you later, man. Okay, so there's a difference between DLC. When you start getting into stuff like DLC and Tenifer and Nitrite, that penetrates.
PIN.
Excuse me. Like goddamn beer. Yeah, AA meetings, guys. I'm sorry, man. But no, when you start getting into stuff like that, you're looking at something that penetrates the metal instead of coats the metal.
Exactly.
So
Yep.
that's a whole different ball game than what Cerakote is, gun candy, and KG coat and stuff like that. So let me go.
Gun coat, I'd probably have no problem doing it all except for the clear coat, which is what I used on the blue stock that I showed you, and the action as well. If it would have just been a standard coat of that, I would have had no issues. Okay?
Okay.
I have redone actions. I don't know if I posted that on Instagram, but I will make sure I did. I've revived Savage actions for a young fellow that collects older Savages here in town. I love reviving stuff, okay? If it's rusty and nasty, I want to fix it and make it look new.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. The reason I ask, me and Chris have had some trouble as of lately with a particular action maker that have come Cerakoted on the ID of the raceways of the action as well as the bolt body. With that being said, they bind, they stick, they do not run smooth until which you run the coating off to bare metal, and then at which the coating that's supposed to protect your action is then gone.
See, I had that same problem with the chassis, and that's why I kind of got rid of it.
Well, the trick to the inside of the action is one coat.
Okay, thank you.
You can't double it up. You can't worry about did I miss a spot. And I don't blast the inside of the action. I run it on top of what was. I mean, I do to a point. I rough it up. I don't hit it like I do on the outside.
Correct. Okay. Yeah.
You know, I'm going to turn my air down just a hair, and I'm going to just rough it up a little bit so it looks good when you get it. There's always going to be wear. Cerakote, KG coat, Derek coat, I don't care who you say is the toughest, okay? They're all paint. Okay. They're all going to wear. Yep. They're not 100% ceramic. They're not going to be everything and anything. They are going to be what you want to look at until it is not, and then you're going to get it redone.
Okay. And granted, don't take this a stab at you. Like I said, your work looks phenomenal. I love it.
I'm not perfect.
I dabble a little bit of Cerakote myself, and I wish I had the talent that you do. I don't. With that being said, if you guys was to pay $1,300-ish plus for a custom receiver that rivaled other receivers for less money that had a DLC or a TIN or what have you, or even nitrite, what would your guys' opinion on that be? I mean, if you had an action that stuck and galled and, just was unpleasant to run, what would your opinion on that be?
I would be a little upset. I ain't going to lie. Our pristines are like glass, and they're polished aluminum, and I don't know if they're coated with anything. I'll have to check with the guys at Pristine to see what they're if they will give us the answer or they will just give us the runaround. I don't know. But because I'm a coder, I'm curious,
Yeah. Same way here. I'm not saying one process better than the other or anything like that. I'm just kind of curious.
These are Remington 700
absolutely,
with that I paid $100 for, or I bought the rifle for $200 and I just stripped the action and I put a new barrel on it. I mean, most of my barrels, other than the 338, are all Rem Age. The 338, I built a shoulder barrel because I love the 15-minute changeover. The Pristine is going to have Savage threads. I'm going to be able to change out to my 223 Ackley Improved, which is what Derek and I are going to run for trainers. They sent us the bullhead for 223 Ackley Improved as well as our 308. So we are sponsored by Pristine. I'm sponsored, and Derek is sponsored, of course, by McCree.
So let me throw something out there real quick. So my thing is when it comes to like custom actions. So I have my custom actions I have are Pristine and Kelblies. I absolutely love Kelblies. The downfall with them is the custom thread pitch, but there's a lot of company that makes pre-fit barrels for them. And I know what's his face from Eagle Eye Shooting has done about shouldered and pre-fits and all this stuff. My pre-fit shoots damn well now that it's broken in. So I want to go on. You can put me on record. I don't give a shit. My thing is I love my Kelbly actions. They're a nitrated action. I absolutely love them. And the thing is with that action, I thought it was my action I was having the same problem with. It was binding up and everything. Well, come to find out, it was the chassis it was in. So I have that action in the XRS sitting right behind me. And I absolutely love that chassis or stock, whatever you want to call it. I think it's a hybrid, personally. But I'm not having an issue with it. I can actually single feed now if I need to for satellite load development. I love it. Now, I do have a 338 AI that I built for somebody else. And I told them it's a pre-fit barrel. It might shoot straight, it might not. But here's the thing. The barrel shoots straight as straight can be.
Yep.
I want to take that barrel off after it's broken. It's 416 stainless. I want to send it out to have it be nitrated. Because nitrate penetrates the metal and improves your barrel wear.
Yep.
You might get half more of the barrel life than what you would expect it to be out of it. Especially shooting 338 AI. 338 AI is probably one of my favorite 338 cartridges. I'm a big Ackley Improved guy. Me and you talked about this on the phone one time. I'm doing a 243 for a PRS rifle. Now, my thing is that I want to do the testing to see if nitrating actually makes a difference. Now, I love the Cerakote jobs Ryan does. He's going to be doing my... What the hell happened?
My camera went in.
Oh, shit.
Hang on.
That's all good, bro.
Battery change out.
It's all good. I'll keep going on with my soapbox here.
You're good.
So I want to see how much more barrel life I get after broken in with the AI after I'm done with it.
Derek,
See-
I'd be curious of that too, because I've read forums before on guys nitriding barrels like you're talking about. And like you said, it's something you definitely got to do once the barrel is broken in, because once you nitrite that barrel, it is what it is. If there's
Right.
any burn or any imperfection, it's there. Well, with
Right.
that being said, I've seen guys talk about the only thing they could tell for sure was that it definitely increased their pressure and velocity, because the nitrite will almost make a film on top of the bore surface, giving
Exactly.
you a lesser diameter of bore.
See, from what I've
Which
been
is kind of
told,
intriguing, because with that added pressure, you have a potential to gain a little bit of velocity without adding a powder charge or pressure to your barrel. Anyway.
see, from what I've been told is the nitrate will double your barrel life.
Yes.
So, I'm willing to give it a try, but shooting 300 rounds of 338 accurately improved is pretty damn expensive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell me about it. We got to go to this match, and I need 160 rounds of 338.
This is why I shoot 300 PRC. No, guys. I mean, honestly, it's stuff like this that really interests me, like, in the gun world, to try and to really improve so people have this knowledge.
So I'm not the only one that was dying?
I guess not.
No, not you. Well, when I saw you changing your cords, I looked up just in time to see the fact that we were about to lose everything.
That's
But
where I was
luckily,
at.
my webcam jumped in, so we were able to continue conversating.
Should I bring on Bending Ballistics? I don't have an email for him.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who he is either.
He's from down south. I chatted with him the other night. He was in Slavgun's post the other day.
Okay.
He shoots in
Okay.
Kentucky and Tennessee.
Okay.
Lay it on.
He is a shooter. He's going to the Pro-Am over there. Oh, God, now I can't think of it because they have it in Minnesota too. The AG Cup, or not the AG Cup.
We'll have to. So I'll send him over a thing if he wants to come in.
The
He's
Gap
more than
Grind.
welcome.
He's posting up. The Gap Grind. He's going to the Gap Grind in Tennessee.
If he doesn't mind, I'll bring him on. If you guys don't
No, he
mind.
wanted us to.
So, like I said, Ryan's like my brother from another mother. We have a great time every time we get together.
yeah.
Chris, we always have a great conversation. So,
Oh, here we go.
so I sent him over an invite. If he wants to come on, he's more than welcome. But, oh man, yeah, guys, this has been a great live stream. I've had some fun.
Yeah, man, to be honest, I mean, I've watched a bunch of live streams, and the only other one other than this I've ever done was the one with you and Slav, I guess.
Right.
And I'm willing to do these. I mean, this is what, when I signed on with Derek, I knew this was part of it, and I said, you know what, let's do this. Let's grow your channel. I don't want my own. I want to hang out with Derek and have fun, hang out with people like you guys. Give me a reason to visit places.
See, this is one thing I love about doing live streams is everybody here is a like-minded person. Everybody can have fun. Everybody can joke. Everybody can have a good time. I mean, Dalton, I haven't met you in person until now, but I liked talking to you on the phone. It was great.
Yeah.
Same with Chris. I mean, me and him always have great conversations. I do want to give a big
You
shout
gotta
out
watch this
to.
guy right here. He's full of shit.
I do want to give a big shout out to Phil over at Midwest Pond. For having that stock in stock. I mean, dude, I really wanted another one of these, and my buddy Matt made it happen. I traded him my chassis I had originally for Prometheus for this. So, you know, I'm really looking forward to shooting that 243 Ackley. Everybody keeps telling me I'm going to have issues with feeding. But, you know, here's the thing. Not every gun is perfect. Not every cartridge is perfect. I mean, I dogged Ross on the 6BR a couple times. Just because it's Ross. I mean, but, you know... So...
Derek, you bring up a good point with that, though, because I don't know how many guys I've talked to, or you see it all the time on forums pop up, where they think now they can buy a custom action for X amount of money, a pre-fit barrel and a thread right onto it that's headspace, or pseudo headspace, whatever, a chassis, a trigger, the whole 9 yards. And they expect it to run like a custom firearm should. And I hate to say it, but sometimes that's not the case. You got to have a little bit of tinker capability, some understanding and know-how to make these things run. You're taking components and parts from different manufacturers that have manufacturing tolerances and stack them together. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's not perfect. You got to know how to make them run.
No,
and I've said this in my channel. What?
Oh, if I help anybody put together one of these, or if I put together one of these for anybody, it doesn't leave here till it shoots.
Okay, guys, I'm going to bring on Bending. He's in the back room right now. I'm going to bring him up on the live stream. I don't know the guy personally. Ryan said he talked to him. So I will take Ryan's word for this one, and we're going to bring him on.
Does he have a channel?
They do Instagram.
Bending Ballistics.
Okay. And they're Kentucky. Yep, Ryan.
Give me just a second. I'm setting up a light where y'all can see me.
Okay, guys. Well, so welcome everybody, Bending Ballistics. I'm going to jump off real quick. I'm going to mute my mic real quick. I'm going to jump over to the fridge, and I'll see you guys.
He is, if I remember correctly, a 6BR fan.
Oh, yeah. I love my Dasher.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Sorry, 6 Dasher.
6BR, 6 Dasher, same difference. You know what I mean? There's not a whole lot of difference in the Dasher and the BR. I just got out of the shower a minute ago, so my hair is a little crazy. But yeah, I'm in the southeast region, and I've got a channel I haven't uploaded in quite a while because matches are crazy right now. Everybody knows that. So matches are priority. So.
Heck yeah. So, I mean, what do you mainly do PRS, NRL, or you in a different discipline?
So, I shoot national 3-gun primarily, but I've been dabbling quite a bit in PRS. So, I shoot pro level 3-gun. And my first PRS match that I ever shot, man, like, I assumed that everything that I shot in 3-gun was just going to straight transfer over, and humbled I was. I was so humbled so fast. But Daniel Defense sent me out there, Delta 5 Pro, and that's what I'm running this year in PRS. So I'll be at Gap Grind, and then I'll be at, like, hopefully I can qualify for AG Cup. I've been shooting a bunch of local matches to try to get my PRS points up, and then I'll shoot the K&M AG Cup qualifier in 3 weeks down at K&M. K&M's really close to me, so getting over to K&M is super easy.
So where are you out of? You're close to K&M, don't mind me asking.
K&M is the match where Gap Grind is. So if any of you guys have ever been down any of you guys have ever been down to K&M or to Gap Grind or anything like that, it's all right there.
That's in Tennessee.
I know.
Correct?
I talked to Bud Weber, one of my other match directors, the other day, and he and I both are talking about going to the grind this year. So,
well, if you guys go, message me on Instagram, and we'll all squad together. Like, it'd be cool to meet some people. I've been on so many live chats, and I haven't met very many people on from my live chat. So it'd be super cool to meet people that I've been live chatting with. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, go ahead.
Oh no, Derek and I. We met at a match the first time, and after that, we just chatted. And pretty soon, all of a sudden, hey, let's go to Vegas to SHOT Show.
So, any of you guys know Robert Brentley?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Robert's a pretty good friend of mine. So he's who got me into PRS, and I met him through Three Gun Guys. Is how I met Robert. So, if any of you guys that know him, I know Robert.
So where's Gap Grind at?
Finger, Tennessee.
Oh, geez, that's a little too far for me to travel.
Grind's Tennessee this year. That's right. My bad. Yeah.
Well, Gap and Grind is always down in Finger, Tennessee, and they're gonna host the AG Cup again because K&M is the equalizer on Midwest and Southeast, and because the wind is it's not really switchy down in Tennessee because it's right there in the valleys. But this year,
let me ask you a question because I don't know you that much, and I want to try to get to know you here. What caliber are you shooting? What barrel? What action? What trigger do you use? And what chassis?
So right now, this year I'm running the Delta 5 Pro from Daniel Defense. So their new 6.5, 260, or 308. I'm running it in 6.5. Once I shoot out the 6.5, I'm going to go with a Hart 6 GT barrel on that. So I'm pretty good friends with the guys over at Hart. They cut all my barrels for my 3-gun rifles. So they're going to cut the barrel for my for a 6 GT for this action there. But my dasher is in a Defiance Ruckus with a Bartlein barrel. And I've been through 3 barrels already this season with it between practice and what few matches I've shot with it. But I'm not big on the 6.5 anymore. I mean, I'm going to be brutally honest with you. I like it. I mean, it's a fun cartridge, but I very much prefer the Dasher or the GT. And right now, I think I talked to Ryan about me running the I'm building a Dasher right now in gas because everybody told me I can't do it, and I'm going to do it. So I've got it just about completely finished. I've cut a Bartlein blank for that, and I'll go ahead and run that. That seems to be the best for the Dasher so far that I've found on the barrel life with their 5-hour rifling they've got. So that's kind of the thing with their...
Yeah.
That 40-degree shoulder box is a beast, man.
Yeah, it can be. I've been primarily running. I kind of left the 6.5. Don't get me wrong, I still got one, but I kind of went over into the quarter bore stuff. And,
gotcha.
I gave up 6.5 and went into the 22 Creedmoor.
So, you guys shoot mostly NRL, or are you guys shooting PRS or ELR? What are y'all running?
So we're running. We run. So up here we shoot WPR. Up in North Dakota, Montana, and
they don't
Wyoming.
bring PRS up our way.
Really?
Yeah, so no. And NRL is NRL Hunter now, so I don't shoot that because I don't really have a rifle. What to phrase that? I do have a production rifle that qualifies for it. I just, for the cost of the match, per match, it's just not feasible for me.
I can completely emphasize on that. So that's been the hardest thing for me to overcome with PRS is the cost of getting into a PRS match. is substantial, and I was shocked when I saw that. I mean, you're talking 3-day 3-gun matches are literally half the price of what a 2-day PRS match is, or a 3-day 3-gun match is the price of a 1-day PRS match, which is crazy.
I mean, 3-gun's a whole different beast than what PRS is in NRL.
Oh yeah,
and,
absolutely.
I mean, here's the thing. Up here, WPRSs are 1-day matches. Most of them are 8 to 10 stages per a match. And for the most part, excuse me. So it's completely different setup up here. I mean, it's a PRS NRL style match, but it's not in that big name sanction.
Gotcha.
So a lot of guys are shooting 6.5 Creedmoors, Dashers, BRs, and stuff like that. I shoot a 6GT personally. My gun is this one right here, right behind me, as you see. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I love the GT. I think it's a great caliber.
I mean, the GT, it is a great caliber, and as anemic of case capacity that the 6GT has, it very much performs to that anemic case capacity, and still, I honestly think the GT is one of the most underrated calibers there are in the circuit of long-range PRS NRL style stuff. It gets a bad rep, but it's such a good cartridge. I mean, it's like the 6.5 Grendel. I mean, the Grendel is the same way.
Yeah, 6.5 Grendel fan, sorry.
I love the Grendel.
One of the main reasons the GT just never really got the recognition it kind of deserves is the brass, to be honest. I know Alpha Munitions now has it available in the OCD. But
the Hornady and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was going to say the Hornady has kind of been neither here nor there. Not, trying to dog Hornady for whatever reason or not. But
no, I've had really good luck with it, though.
Yeah. But like I said, it just the availability. And if you're a Lapua brass purist, it's a lot of forming and changing to take 6x47 brass, or 6.5x47 brass, sorry.
No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And I mean, anymore though, I don't know, and I don't get down into the southeast as much as I used to. That's kind of where I'm from. Alabama, Florida,
nice,
Mobile, Alabama. But
I've been to Mobile quite a bit. When I was doing independent contracting, all the 4G telephone service that they got in Mobile, I want to say 8 or 10 years ago. I installed every single one of those towers and hooked up all that system. I'm an industrial engineer by trade, and so all that stuff fell in my wheelhouse.
So what made you get into competition shooting?
So I've been competition shooting since high school. I went to college on a shooting scholarship for trap. And I ran cross country, I played soccer, and I was fortunate enough at my high school in Florida that they had a trap team, and I got into the trap team, and it just opened up doors for me. I'm blind in one eye, and I was told you'll never be able to mount to anything because you're blind in one eye. And I've come out and won national championships in skeet shooting, national championships in 3-gun and stuff like that. And being told that you won't mount to anything because you're blind in one eye and it's going to hold you back, I've stuck a middle finger up and said, fuck you to everybody, and went and ran it. And now I'm an industrial engineer and love it, man.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. Professionally, I'm not that different. Anyway, but around here, at least in kind of the Midwest region, the 6GT seems to kind of be on fire right here. I mean, it is I know a lot of guys switching to it. It seems to be kind of overtaking the Dasher in a lot of ways, at least from my perspective.
No, yeah, you're right.
The Dasher is definitely losing ground to the GT at this point. The GT
the
is
Dasher
so
was
easy to load for, and it doesn't malfunction in magazines.
Oh yeah.
So I mean,
you don't have to modify it at all.
At least that's my experience. I don't personally own one. Like I said, my cartridge of choice right now, and I'm kind of doubling down on, is the 25 Creed. But that's just kind of what I like, right? But
Are one of you guys the ones that have the 20 tactical in here?
My buddy does. No, he does not. He is not here.
Okay.
I've got experience with one.
I want to know truly the true experience of the 20 tactical. Coyotes are very bad around here. I've shot them with the 338 Winchester Magnum. I've shot them with the 338 Lapua and literally ripped them in half with both of them. But I want something, because the 20 tac, from what I'm understanding, as fast as that projectile is running, it's not a barrel burner.
Not terribly. I'll be honest with you. On the barrel life aspect, like I told these guys earlier, I'm kind of unique when it comes to barrels, man. If I need to rebarrel something, I rebarrel it. I don't worry about too much. To me, it just gives me an opportunity to play, try something new. With that being said, in my experience at least, your barrel life, when you're talking about something like the 20 tactical compared to a 6 or 6.5 Creedmoor, your 6 and 6.5 Creedmoor shooting a 105 or a 140 class bullet has a very long burying surface.
Mm-hmm.
And your barrel life is going to diminish considerably versus something like a 20 tactical where you're shooting a 32 to 40 grain bullet with a considerably short burying surface. It seems to be that burying surface length definitely is an attribute of to how much the barrel life is going to wear. In my experience with it, I don't own one. I've been around one. The tactical, depending on if you're shooting it in an AR or a bolt platform, in an AR, in a 20 to 22 inch rifle length gas system, you can get 38 to 3,900 out of a 32 with a 40 drain. You're looking at about 37, 3650-ish.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be a very efficient cartridge for what it is.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's kind of the version of a 204 where you have good brass. Let's just see yet again. In my experience,
the
I mean,
if you're going to be shooting a 20 cal and PRS, you're really going to be a 20 now. I got nothing wrong with a 22 cal shooting in PRS. Like 22 Creed has been proven, it buckles the wind and everything else. It's got the speed, it's got the defiance, doesn't have the best barrel life, but it works. Now you start getting into a 20 cal, you're really gonna be, you're not really doing shit with anything of it, honestly.
He was talking
ballistically. Ballistically, you get an advantage to a certain point. Depends on what you're doing. For PRS, no. I mean, there's no way in hell you're going to have any 20 cal cartridge be able to compete in PRS because of the speed cap of 3150 or 3200, whatever it is when it's written.
Oh.
But
He must have been.
Varmint.
He's not here no more. I don't know what happened to him. Huh. Okay. Well, that sucks. Okay. How about them Patriots?
I'm sorry, buddy. Come back.
Oh, well, I mean...
I'm not picking on you.
No. I don't know what happened, honestly. Oh. But, no, I just, honestly, to me, a 20 cal is pointless in PRS.
It is.
He was talking for coyotes in his area, though. He asked me the other night about it, and I told him I'd check with my buddy just to see what he thought of his, I don't have any personal experience with it, but I do have a buddy that has been running it for a year. And that's all we do in our off time. And like I said, if it's off, we prairie dog hunt, we coyote hunt. I don't even care to shoot a deer anymore, but my son likes to, so we shoot deer. You know.
I mean, I got nothing. I mean, my whole thing is 223 is already a bitch to reload for. So
223 is easy to reload. 500 rounds an hour.
Well, yeah, if you're running on a progressive. I run single stage on everything. But, no, dude. I mean, I don't know. I just don't see... To me, a 20 cal is kind of a pointless caliber.
You've been a big gun guy for the day I met you. So that's not even... I don't expect less from you.
I have to agree. Where you are geographically, man, there is no need for a 20 cal where you are. Here, personally, where we are, I'll be honest, it's a very viable cartridge.
And where Banging is at, I would say that's a very viable cartridge too. You know, the one I really have a hard on to try is a 17223.
What's his face over at Primal Rights? Doesn't he shoot a 20/223 AI?
Yes, he does.
He does, Greg. Yep.
Yeah, he's just south of me, so.
Yeah, I'm honestly, I'm a big, like I said, I'm a 220. If I was going to do anything smaller, it's going to be a 223 AI. It's just 20 cal stuff is not popular around my area. So it's hard to find.
Over where you're at, it's absolutely not. But you've got so many hills, and you've got so much distance you have to shoot.
Right.
You know? And we do here, too. Don't get me wrong. We're wide open, okay? But our coyotes, we take pride in being able to call them in until they run over us. And if we get bit, that's like a challenge. We want to get bit. Last year, I had 3 of them run up on me snarling.
Right.
Okay? And I smoked one at 25 yards as he was picking up my call. I shot him in the face.
Yep.
You know,
in the face.
I mean, that's kind of like my big stick to him. You know,
right.
We able to call 3 of them in within 25 yards of a big fellow like me, sitting in front of a tree. You know, I mean,
that's a pretty meaty target.
You know, it is. You know, and they can see and smell me a long ways away, you know?
Right.
Just because I have to sweat packing all that gear in.
Well, you know, we're coming up on 3 hours. I think we've done a pretty good live stream tonight. I think we should call it a night because I know you guys are like 2 hours ahead of me. I know you guys are probably getting tired.
Nice chatting with you guys.
So, Midwest Long Range, let us find out where we can find you at.
Yeah, check me out on YouTube. Midwest Long Range is the channel. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all under the same name.
Ryan, where can they find you at?
What's
I'm
that?
on Instagram. I guess we're going to TikTok, but you know, when I do my TikTok, it's going to be Boom Country Hydrographics, aka Northwest Guns West. Or East. Sorry, you're West.
East. God, you need to learn how to read compass, boy. Right?
This damn camera's got me all messed up.
Okay, guys, you guys can reach me at Northwest Guns, both on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook group, and over on Twitter, where we are streaming. Thank you, Elon Musk, for making it available for us conservatives to stream, and free speech, and fuck you, Biden. And I will see you guys all later. Guys, catch you on the next one, and I'll talk to you guys here in a second.